Hello and welcome to On The Bench LFC. In today's show, the updates we are going to be talking about is surrounding our, as I like to keep saying, well, I'm not saying it on the channel, but that's been stuck in my head all day. LFC scouts, scouting him. Are we going to be moving for him in the summer? We will talk about that in this. I've got that as an update. Mbappe rumours that everyone's been messaging me over today. I'm going to tell you my thoughts on that. And of course, there's plenty of other updates. I'm going to fill you in as well on the Ligt agent situation. The Ligt agent situation, if that makes sense. Bit of a mouthful, but anyway, a lot of people have been messaging me saying, even though it looks like Barcelona are favourites, Liverpool's name's in there as well. So everyone's asking, can he actually move because of the agent? Yes, I've done some digging and I found out what we need to know. So stick around if that's something that you want to know about. As always, thank you for joining me, everyone that's in the live stream. I will get to all of you in the live chat once I've reeled off today's updates. I've got quite a few, as always. You know me. But I'll get to you all in the live chat, and then as the show progresses as well. A few people did say yesterday, can we do some call-ins? So today, if any of you want to call in, then later on in the stream, we will do that. As always, if you are a Liverpool supporter and you enjoy keeping up to date with daily Liverpool transfer news, updates regarding the team, anything Liverpool, watch-alongs, the lot. We do it on this channel, and they are an amazing bunch. So why don't you consider joining the family? Let's get straight to it, ladies and gentlemen. Right, what have we got? So, obviously, a lot of people will be looking at the Mbappe rumours today. But if you're smart, then you would have been exactly like me and gone, look, we'd love Mbappe to come to Liverpool. It's not going to happen. All right, so them Mbappe rumours are false. I'm going to say it. As I always like to point out, I'm not anyone in the know. All right, if Liverpool did sign Mbappe, then ace, I would love it. But from what I can tell with everything that you lot were sending me today, it generated from a Get French Football news account that is a fake account. Okay, so it's something that we should just ignore. All right, it's not legit. Basically, the wording that a lot of people has come in to me with today is that Jurgen Klopp has met with Mbappe's entourage and his agent. It hasn't happened as far as what I can tell online, all right? But I can only do as much as what you can do. Do the digging. I'll just spend my time trying to research. It's fake news for today, ladies and gentlemen. Right. As we are aware, the transfer window officially opens. If you don't know, it opens just gone midnight tonight, so Thursday the 16th of May. The date for this stream is the 15th of May, so if you're watching it in a couple of days time or whatever, all the updates are for the 15th of May as I've seen them today. But yeah, 16th of May, just gone midnight tonight. Transfer window opens, boom. Silly season though, as I like to call it. And Liverpool are being linked with every single name under the sun. But something that's cropped up today that a lot of you would have clicked on this video for, and that is our Lyon's midfielder. I kept calling him Aouar. I don't know why, but you pronounce it Aouar. Okay, so right, what have we got? Liverpool had scouts in the stands on Sunday at the Marseille and Lyon match to take a close look at the Lyon midfielder Houssem Aouar, while taking notes on fellow Lyon players Memphis Pepe, which is one that I've told a few of you to keep an eye on for this transfer window as well, and Ndombele as well. Not too sure whether that's the correct pronunciation, but there's a few players that Liverpool was taking a look at on Sunday. Does that necessarily mean that Liverpool are going to sign him? No. There was apparently other scouts there as well doing their research on a few of the Lyon players. Of course, they've got some very talented players in there. One of them that we was heavily linked with before was Fekir. His name won't go away until he moves to another club, in my personal opinion. But Aouar is a 20-year-old French international. For people that don't know who he is yet, he scored 7 and assisted 7 in the League One last season, and also he's been shortlisted for the Young Player of the Year award as well. He's very talented. He kind of has everything for a midfielder. I really like it, but we can talk more about him as the stream goes on. A lot of you people out there, fans of football in general that don't just watch the Premier League, you'll be aware of him. You'll know that he's a very good young player. City are another name that I've seen that apparently really want him. I saw that today when looking at this. So Am I going to get my hopes up that Liverpool have scouted Aouar when City are really in for him as well, and other top clubs will want him in this summer transfer window? You're damn right I'll get my hopes up that we're going to try and sign him, because why wouldn't I? He's a very, very good player. But as I always say, we'll have to keep an eye on it. I will keep you updated on this channel, so consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll keep track of it, everyone, and hopefully we do see some movement with a player of at least his quality anyway. In other big news today that a lot of people was talking to me about, it's kind of broke out on social media, and that's BBC's Ornstein, right, thinks he's Einstein. He's claimed that Liverpool will only do smaller deals below the figures spent on Shaqiri last summer, thus taking the mentioned Brandt and Werner off the table. This is what he thinks, right? He said on BBC 5 Live Sport, there's not a lot of money left, so any spending would be below the sort of figures that they spent on Shaqiri last summer, around the 13 million mark. He believes Liverpool have less than 20 million basically. But for me, looking at Liverpool achieved a record pre-tax profits this year, and that was before even reaching back-to-back Champions League finals. So trust me when I say this, Liverpool should have made bank, right? We should have a lot of moolah to be able to spend if we want to spend it. There's a lot of talk about Liverpool, the team, how good we did this year, 97 points on the table, another Champions League final. Do we need to really go out and spend lots? Is Klopp thinking I need to, really add 2 or 3 or 4 players? Probably not. It's probably just 1 or 2 names that he might be having a look at, especially with a couple of players looking like they're leaving in the summer, as we've rightly said on this channel already. But what's my views on his comments? It's absolutely ridiculous. Look, the only thing that may affect it could be to do with the new training complex that is in Kirkby. Obviously, that's being built. Could that be Liverpool, the owners and Klopp sitting down and speaking and saying that we're pumping money into other avenues? So it might not be the Kirkby training facility, but it could be other plans that they've got for similar ventures moving forwards. I definitely don't believe the fact that we are skint is kind of how he's led all the Liverpool fans to believe. All right, so take it with a pinch of salt what he said. Don't believe it at all. If Jurgen Klopp identifies a player that he wants, it's not going to be Mbappe though, in my opinion. Then I believe that the owners will back him in the summer transfer window. Especially you got to look at, I did say as well, you got to think we got a couple of players out on loan that would be sold. There's a lot we need to talk. Wilson, is Wilson really going to go back out on loan again next year when he's had a successful loan period this year? If he's not going to come in, if Klopp makes a decision that he's not good enough to break into the first team and to be a part of it, even though he's a very talented player, then Wilson probably will want to leave. Liverpool can get some fees for them sort of players as well. So I'm not too bothered about what he said. Don't believe it at all. So let me know your views on that as well. If you saw that today and you was a bit panicky, hopefully I've kind of helped ease that panic a little bit. Also in today's news, there is something that I've been keeping an eye on that I think is worth mentioning. That is to do with how Man City basically could end up helping Liverpool sign Timo Werner. We spoke about him yesterday on the channel. Some of the comments that I saw afterwards, thank you to everyone that left comments afterwards, after the stream had finished, because I have read through all of them. Some of the comments were saying, look, we don't need Werner, but a lot of people would say that we do, and we need a striker. And I'm one of the people that believe that. I think we should go and get him. So Man City could end up actually helping Liverpool sign him, because Leroy Sané is refusing to accept a new contract at City, basically. He's got 2 years remaining on his contract as it stands, and City are considering selling him this summer, from what the rumours are saying online. They would like him to extend his contract, of course, because that's how we know he's not accepting a new one. But if he's going to stand firm, then City are looking to try and make as much money for him as what they possibly could. Now, I know a lot of you Liverpool fans on the channel over the last couple of days started to suggest, should Liverpool try and sign him? I think he's a great player, but I've heard a lot of rumours that, you know, he falls out with managers, silly little things like that. So, yeah, as much as I would love him as a player, his talent, the sort of players that Liverpool are bringing in, he's not one that I see coming to Liverpool. However, there is a couple of things that I've seen online suggesting that Man City have maybe contacted Bayern over the possibility of a move this summer. How true that is, I don't know. It's rumours at this stage, but if Bayern obviously know that Sane is available, they wanted him before, I believe, they could end up spending quite a lot of money on Sane. That then, if there is interest, as people believe, in Timo Werner, that then might mean that they turn their attention away from him and basically to Sane. So City could end up weakened, which they'll end up buying someone else anyway, and Liverpool could end up landing Werner if that is who we're after in the summer, which, as far as what I've seen over the last couple of days, I've seen it but didn't really want to bring it up too much, but apparently Liverpool's interest did grow over the last 2 weeks when it comes to Timo Werner. And as I did say on the channel over the last couple of days, Leipzig CEO did say that there have been no talks with Bayern Munich. And he also said that maybe Timo Werner wouldn't want to choose Bayern Munich. Maybe he'd want to choose PSG, Liverpool or Dortmund with the 3 clubs that he named. And as I said, I go off speech marks, I go off what managers, players and owners, them sort of people do say. So very interesting at the moment. Do Bayern really want Timo Werner? If they do, but Sane comes up, do they put Werner on the back burner? We shall wait and see, but let me know your views on that. Obviously, everyone that's in the live stream, bear with me. Let me just roll off, as I always do, the updates for those that don't have a lot of time and just want to get today's updates. Liverpool's under 23 star Bobby Adikanye has confirmed his departure from the club today. He's been linked with a move to Lazio. Daniel Sturridge's wonder goal against Chelsea has been shortlisted for the goal of the season, which is what a goal that was. I couldn't believe it when that went in. You lot was on a live stream with me. We was doing the watch along and I did the Sturridge celebration. Magic, absolute magic goal. So I believe he should win that one because he's a Liverpool player at the moment. And Liverpool defender Connor Mattison is set to leave the club as well this summer. So a few of the younger players that it's coming up that they're going to be leaving Liverpool. 2 names mentioned there, but there's also a story that I saw today is that Liverpool faced losing academy star Bobby Duncan, which is obviously Steven Gerrard's cousin. He set the academy alight since his arrival from Manchester City last summer, so he hasn't been here too long, but Duncan is growing deeply concerned about his chances of breaking into Jurgen Klopp's senior setup. Duncan has scored 32 goals for the Reds Academy this season, which is massive, but despite his prolific strike rate, the teenager has remained mainly with the under-18s. A number of clubs from England and abroad are aware of the issues and will monitor the situation over the summer. Duncan is understood that he would consider moving abroad. So we'll have to wait and see how that one pans out as well. There's a couple of names that obviously I said already confirmed that they're leaving. I don't personally want to see him go either. So let me know what you think on that. I think he's a very good talent. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. I see Emma, Nina, Louis, Gavin, Pooch, Jamal, Lowell, Liverpool Football Club. I will get with you all in a minute. Thank you so much. I'm trying my best to get through it as quick as possible for everyone. Andy Robertson has admitted to feeling pain during the Wolves game with his slight calf injury that he picked up playing against Barcelona. He said, "It wasn't the best on Sunday and I could feel it during the game, but I wanted to play and was desperate to get out there," he explained. "The adrenaline kept me going and the fact a lot of us have played through pain, not just me. Luckily now we've got a couple of weeks to recover and get our bodies right and we'll know we'll be as fresh as we can be going into the final." He also went on to say how important it is to have a few days off to spend with family, before, to relax before going full steam ahead towards the Champions League final in 2 weeks. So it's a bit worrying to hear that obviously he was still feeling a niggle in that calf. He sustained that, didn't he, against Barcelona. Hopefully he will be fine though. I want as many of our players back fit and for selection as we can be. I know you lot agree on that. Right. let's get talking about De Ligt's agent. That's kind of the last thing that I'll round this one off. And then I'll jump straight into live chat, take questions and speak to you lot over today's updates. De Ligt's agent, as a lot of you know, but some of you don't, he has a worldwide ban for 3 months handed down initially from the Italian Federation, which means he can't act as an agent between the 9th of May and the 9th of August. A lot of you was messaging me over this saying, yes, Barcelona are probably favourites, but if De Ligt has a chance to come to Liverpool, will this stop that? So let me just carry on with this. So the main question is, can his players that are under him still move club? As far as I can tell from doing my research today, it doesn't really have any effect on the players under him, because it's basically the term that I saw online is it's like a huge slap on the wrist for him publicly. And as far as De Ligt is concerned, he's not the sole agent working on the deal either. He is one of 2 agents working on De Ligt and a move away from Ajax. The other agent would sign the paperwork, and Raiola, I can't pronounce his name, but you know what I'm talking about. De Ligt's agent will get his commission in the background, which, if the rumours are true, he wants close to 20% commission on a sale, and not the usual 5 to 10% that a lot of agents do get. All other agents, any agent could do the same. So even if he wasn't, even if there wasn't a second agent involved like there is with De Ligt, any other agent that are on their own, they could get somebody else that they trust, i.e. a lawyer, anybody, just to fill out the paperwork, and then all they've got to do is claim their commission in the background, and they could just lead the talks, but they're just not involved at the front of it. So yeah, hopefully that helps update you lot where that's concerned. So De Ligt moving won't be affected by his agent. A lot of people was concerned over that. Yes, I will state it again. Barcelona at the moment, according to the rumours, are favourites, but then rumours are coming from Spain. The last quotations that we did have to do with that move is from De Ligt himself, saying there's been conversations with clubs, but nothing has been agreed yet. So we're still kind of up in the air over it. Barcelona believe they're going to get him, and De Ligt is definitely going to move from Ajax by the looks of things. So let me know on all of that we've discussed today, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Please leave a thumbs up on the live stream if you've enjoyed those updates for today. I've got other stuff jotted about, so no doubt we will end up talking about it in the live stream. Hey Daz, I haven't seen you in ages. Good to have you back. You're never clone, says Jamie 4-0. Thank you, Jamie. It's good to see you in here today. It's good to be back, my friend. Welcome to the live stream. Gavin says he's Virgil van Dijk, Dutch centre-back partner. Dylan, him and Virgil know each other. Yeah, obviously there was that rumour, wasn't there, that Barcelona were worried that Van Dijk was trying to tap him up. Maybe. I can see that happening. That does go on, doesn't it? But as we said, the real question is, does Klopp go out and spend... It's rumoured between 50 to 80 million. Does Klopp go out and spend that on a centre-back? I think we're looking at other players. As I said, Aouar from Lyon today, scouting him. One thing that I've always said when it comes to transfers and stuff, you look for the quotation, you look for stuff like that. And if Liverpool scouts are scouting someone, that's a good sign as well, because it means that there's interest there. So we just have to wait and see over that. He's a very talented young player. I definitely would take him as well. Noah says, can we call in? I will be taking call in shortly, my friend. I just want to talk to a few of you in the live chat first. Just say hello and get some questions. So if you've got any questions over today's updates, please put them in there. Obviously, if you are watching this back and you wasn't able to join us live, leave your comments down below. As always, your views do matter still. Liverpool fans will watch a video back, they will read the comments, so it'd be good to get your views as well. Do we put Joe Gomez out on loan, says Dylan? No, if we sign De Ligt, I don't think Gomez goes anywhere. There was a very, very good comment by one of you Liverpool fans on the video over De Ligt. Basically, I said if De Ligt comes in, then maybe Lovren might be the centre-back out of the ones that we've got that might part way. And I don't think it's that Klopp will try and push him out. I think maybe Lovren might look at the situation and go, I'm one of the best centre-backs in the world. I need to play first-team football. But there was a very good comment, as I said, that said that he's a very clever young man and good to have in the changing rooms. He's best friends with Mo Salah, gets on well with all the other lads, and I believe he said he speaks 5 languages. So he's a good person to have at the club. But when you're talking about footballing ability and, you know, centre-backs, if you was to sign someone like Ligt, then I'm hoping Joe Gomez, Matip, Van Dijk and Ligt would be your 4 to rotate for me. But that's only personal opinions. Obviously, everyone will differ on that one. You know, Nigel saying no, Joe Gomez is a huge asset. I definitely wouldn't put him on loan. I'm also thinking, because a lot of people are talking about left back cover, as much as we probably wouldn't want to see Gomez play at left back, I want to see him stay as centre back. But Gomez has played left back for Liverpool, hasn't he? He can do that. Is Jurgen Klopp looking at Gomez and thinking he can get game time for us next season by playing right back when we need to rest Trent, left back when we need to rest Robbo, centre back when we need to rotate or whatever? We don't know where Klopp's head is at, do we? So just something that I was thinking about over today. I thought, actually, Gomez can be that backup man there as well. He did play some good games for us at left back, but not the ideal situation for me. I want to keep him at centre back. But then, you know, if Ligt or some other centre back doesn't come in, then Gomez will definitely stay that role, I think. Julian says, how's it, Dazza? Did you lose weight? Any news on transfers? I did, my friend. Thank you. I did. Any news on transfers? Yes. Liverpool had scouts on Sunday at Lyon. They was monitoring Aouar, the midfielder that is very versatile. They was also keeping an eye on Pepe and Ndombele, or however, Ndombele. Those are the few names that I saw in an article today. Like I said, it's just what I've dug up when I'm doing my research for you lot. So the scouts looking at them players, is Aouar the player that Jurgen Klopp is like, we need him for midfield? We've all been talking about having a creative midfielder. Klopp doesn't really go for someone that only can do one thing. When we was talking about Coutinho and people are talking about Coutinho coming back, he was very attacking, wasn't he? He was very good, but as people well likely pointed out, he wasn't the best when it comes to the defensive side of his game. What you will get with a player like Aouar is he's very good all over midfield. You know, I don't watch him week in, week out, so I don't know all of his strengths as much as what some of you might, and I don't know all of his weaknesses. But from what I can tell with what I've seen and what I've been able to see online, a lot of people are saying he is a perfect sort of Klopp addition, and at 20 years old, he's got so much room for improving. But Man City are also very, very keen on him from what I could tell today, and there was other scouts at the game as well from other top clubs, as is obvious really, isn't it? So we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, will I get my hopes up over signing Aouar, you know, with Man City and other top teams wanting him as well? Of course I will, because he's a top talent and I would love him at Liverpool, but will it happen? We shall wait and see. How is everyone doing this evening, says Connor. Good to see you in here, Connor, and Easy B. Gary, thank you for joining me, everyone. Gary says, Daz, to keep slender, try frying broccoli in garlic butter. Ooh, I will give that a try, Gary. Sounds interesting. Colin says, let's talk about Champions League final. I'm scared. Big game of football. Colin, definitely. You know, it is a massive game of football. Andy Robertson today talking about the players really needed this break. Jurgen Klopp's given them 5 days off, hasn't he? To spend some time with their family, go on holiday if they want for a couple of days, do what they got to do, a bit of downtime. Interestingly, I think Spurs have only been given a couple of days off compared to our 5. But Robbo said it's much needed time with the family, a little bit of a break before you then do 2 weeks of game mode, Champions League final. And the update with Andy Robbo, as I said, was he did say that he was playing through pain against Wolves with his calf injury that he picked up against Barcelona. So hopefully, as he said, he will be fresh and ready for the Champions League final. Gary says, really good to see you back, bro. I hope all is well. I'm very good, Gary. Thank you, mate. Good to see you in here tonight as well. Hope you've all had a fantastic day. And I hope you're enjoying the updates today as well. Don't forget the transfer window opens at just gone midnight tonight. So, as I said, it's the 15th of May now. So, if you're watching it back, then the 16th of May, Thursday the 16th of May is when it officially opens. And it ends on Thursday the 8th of August at 5 p.m. That will be transfer deadline day. Not that I think that Liverpool are going to be going right to transfer deadline day this summer. We're probably only going to make 1 or 2 signings, aren't we? Obviously, as I said at the beginning of the video, a lot of people are worried about what the man said on BBC about Liverpool haven't got any money. I did say, forget about it. Absolute rubbish. Liverpool got plenty of money if we want to use it. It's down to Jurgen Klopp. Nina Smith, thank you for your comment. Says, we got Champions League in the bag this season. Mark my words. I've sprinkled some lady luck on the team. Well, Nina, keep sprinkling it away, my friend. Keep sprinkling it. I will take that. Anything that we can do to get us over the line, that Champions League final, I'm down with. So Nina, sprinkle away. LFC Aaron says, can see us playing at behind closed doors, friendly with someone 3 weeks is a long time not to play, going into a final. I don't know, mate. I know we've got, obviously, they got 5 days off and then they got 10 days warm weather training. So, yeah, the lads will probably play each other, won't they? You know what it's like in football training sessions and stuff. Will they bring somebody else involved into it? I really don't know, but it's interesting. The only thing that I worry about too much is when you start doing that is injuries, but they do play football a lot, and in training they could get injuries at any time, but I just don't want anything bad to happen now. And in Robertson's wording, when he said about he was playing through the pain barrier against Wolves, he said he wasn't the only one. He said there was others as well that was playing through pain. So that kind of squeaky bumhole time me, to be honest, everyone. I was hoping to myself, I want everyone to be fully fit and firing. They're all going to be tired because of a long season, but yeah, I don't like to hear that a few of them are playing through pain. Anthony's in the building. Good to see you today, my friend. Transfer window is already open. The papers can be done later, but deals can be done now. Yeah, obviously, as I said the other day, teams can line up transfers, but it can't be completed until after the transfer window is officially opened. So Liverpool could already have lined up players, as we've all spoke about already. But yeah, the paperwork is the thing, isn't it, after it opens tonight. Anthony says, off to watch Derby. Are other Liverpool fans supporting Harry Wilson and Derby? Supporting Harry Wilson? He's done fantastic. Obviously, like I said in the updates, there's concerns, isn't there, that he might end up leaving us in the summer. So we'll see. I want him to do really well, and I hope that Klopp's looking at him and maybe thinks that there's more games for him next year at Liverpool. But Wilson's head could be being turned by other clubs if he doesn't think he could get into Liverpool's first team. Julian Brandt today, everyone, as well. Spurs has been added to the mix with Liverpool and Dortmund. As I said, Liverpool and Dortmund were the two names that everyone was kind of talking about with Brandt. And Spurs, apparently, for the rumours today, they've stepped in front in a race for him, but it's rumours. And the Brandt situation's a very funny one, really. I did jot some notes down to do with it. 25 million euros, so roughly 21 million for him. That's what it's going to cost, which, to be fair, in today's transfer market is probably at least half what you should really be paying for a player of his quality, isn't it? He's 23 years old, so he's got still so many years before he hits his peak. But as I said, today Spurs rumours suggest they have gone ahead in the race. But I think at this stage, if you want my personal opinion on the Brandt stuff, because a lot of people was messaging me today over it, I think that Julian Brandt, is there a team that is favourites to get him yet? I think there's too many names still in the pot. If someone was really leading the race, as they're saying, then you would see more facts. It would be all about that team and Brandt, not like it could be Liverpool, it could be Spurs, it could be Dortmund. It just doesn't make sense that there's still too many names that are going after. I mean, they're just a few of the names. Normally, if you see that a team is actually about to sign them, it is all they're linked with them, they're linked with them, they're linked with them. No one else really then. So, yeah, because the papers aren't stupid, they know that fans cotton on to certain stuff. Hi Daz, how's it going? Says Kieran. Welcome to the live stream, Kieran. Good to see you in here tonight, my friend. I'm doing very well. I spent all day looking up Liverpool stuff for you lot. And Aaron says Brandt is very good for 25 million euros. It's a no-brainer. Yeah, a lot of people are going that way. They're leaning that way about Brandt. Griezmann's a great player, but I don't think he's worth that much at 28. A few messages today about Griezmann. There was a point today where my phone was being lit up with, Daz, we're going for Mbappe and Griezmann. Liverpool going to sign Mbappe and Griezmann. And I just thought to myself, oh, you can tell the transfer window's about to open, can't you? And how good Liverpool are now. I mean, it's so good to see Liverpool being linked with top names, but the Mbappe stuff, as I said at the beginning of the live stream, total rubbish. When I did my digging on it, it was a fake Get French football news account, I believe, that's kind of kick-started the rumours. Even though I would love Mbappe to come to Liverpool, I just don't see it happening. And Griezmann, I really do believe that he's going to Barcelona, is my views on it. Obviously, they've got to sell players, haven't they? And I said that is the case with Ligt as well. The rumours are that Ligt, Barca are favourites for him. And I said, I think they've got to sell a few of their players before they start signing all these expensive players. I mean, when they was buying Coutinho off Liverpool, it was like, can they even afford Coutinho because of money situations? So we'll have to wait and see, won't we, really? Gavin says, smash that like button, Reds. Thank you so much, Gavin. Yeah, if you haven't already but you're enjoying the updates, please leave a thumbs up on the video. It helps me and I really enjoy seeing you all in here again today. What about Fekir, says Rogan. Nothing new on Fekir, Rogan, mate. I made a promise on his channel when it first ever come out over a year ago. If Fekir looks like he's coming to Liverpool, if it was reignited, I will keep you updated on it. But as far as what I can see, there's nothing new on Fekir. And if it stays that way, then, you know, Liverpool have just moved on, haven't they, my friend? LFC Aaron says, Fab, Genie, Hendo for the midfield three for Champions League. Could that be? Too Hot says, what would your starting midfield be for the Champions League final? So, yeah, that's what he's saying. Fabinho, Genie and Hendo. I think I would start with that midfield three as well, everyone. That's a very, very good midfield three. I like having James Milner to come on to settle things. Also, it's not going to happen, God forbid, but if something like, you know, if you had to bring off a left back like we did against Barca, Robbo had to come off. If you have to bring off Trent, James Milner's on the bench with fresh legs to come on, because the one thing you don't want is James Milner already played half a game, you know, starting to tire his legs, played a full season of football, and then he's all of a sudden got to go in and do a job at left back or right back as well. So I like having James Milner on the bench to be able to come on. Fresh James Milner, full of Ribena, ready to go. Jamal says, would you like Zaha? Jamal, you know, it's a question that is frequently coming up. So I can see a lot of Liverpool fans kind of like the idea of Zaha. I think he's a talented football player, but for me, I don't know whether I would like Zaha playing for Liverpool. Just, I've got it in me. It's the United thing. It's the United thing. But very talented. Under Jurgen Klopp would probably be a fantastic footballer, wouldn't he? Most football players would be. Alkesh says, hey, new sub. Massive welcome to you, my friend. Fist pump as well for you. Big shout out. Hope you're enjoying the stream. I hope you enjoy the content moving forwards. And same to all of you new subscribers. As I said, if you enjoy keeping up to date with Liverpool transfer rumours, updates on the team, match build-up shows, match reactions, watch-alongs, then yeah, consider subscribing and join the family. They're lovely. I love them. I think you will too. Liverpool Forever says, Yajnish Chaks okay. I believe you might be talking to another person there. Otherwise, I couldn't really understand that one, my friend. A full tank of Ribena, lol, says Nigel. Yeah, he's going to be fueled right up, I'm sure, for that one. Ryan Fraser will be a good addition, says Aditya. I really like that you brought up about Ryan Fraser, because I've had a few messages saying, would I take him to Liverpool? He did very well against Liverpool, didn't he? And he is a little bit of a demon, to be honest. My question to you guys that are talking about Ryan Fraser, is he at the level that Liverpool are going to be at next season? Will he be able to force, you know, one of the first teamers out? No, in my opinion. Would he come in and be a squad player? Is that who Klopp is going after in the summer? Just a few squad players? Maybe. But for me, if I was Jurgen Klopp, I wouldn't be looking, when people are saying we only need a few players to come in to strengthen the bench, why would you look for players to come in to strengthen the bench? If you've got the money, as I've said, we have. Don't believe what the bloke said on BBC. It's absolute rubbish. If you've got the money, then you go out there and you sign players that are more than capable of starting in your first 11. Because what that does is that drops your first 11 players that are quality, that have done fantastic this year, that drops them to the bench, or they rotate. Do you see what I'm saying? So that increases your level of football all round. It doesn't make sense to me when you buy these fringe players that, you know, might not if you're going to do that, then surely you just stick with your youth, don't you? And you just give them a shot at pushing, because we've got some very talented youth players that are in with a shout of starting to play football for Liverpool, if that was the case. But let me know your views on that and opinions, everyone. Of course, if you're not watching it live, leave a comment down below. Do you agree? Do you go out there and sign top talents to come in to increase the level of Liverpool? Do you tweak a few little players and get, Shaqiri was that sort of player, wasn't he, that people was talking about? Was he good enough to take Mo Salah, Mane, Bobby out of the front three? No. But he comes in, he does a job when he does a job. Fair enough, brilliant in that sense. He has done some amazing things for Liverpool this season. We're yet to see his best, I think. But I would go out there and sign someone that is going to really, really push for the starting 11. Rogan says, thanks Daz, you're very welcome, my friend. Thank you for joining me tonight. Kapilski says, what happens to Lallana and Lovren? Lallana, a lot of Liverpool fans are talking like they feel like he might leave this summer. I haven't seen anything to suggest that Lallana is wanting to move away from Liverpool yet. And I haven't seen that, Klopp's not happy with him, even though we're well aware of his injury situation. So it's something that I'm going to keep an eye on and update you lot on the channel as the coming weeks come, because obviously the transfer window opens just gone midnight tonight. So I'm sure within the next couple of weeks, I don't think we're going to see too much yet, because we've got a Champions League final. I think it'd be silly of Liverpool to sign big names and to upset the balance before a Champions League final. But we will start to hear murmurs if there's players like Lallana or whatever that might want to leave the club. But as it stands yet, I haven't seen it, even though I know a lot of you are saying he might leave. Is Milner leaving true, says Liverpool forever? I haven't heard that James Milner wants to leave. The only thing that I've said is James Milner's got a year left on his contract, and something that Connor, one of the mods, and one of the team, he basically said James Milner wants to finish his career at Leeds. So there's a lot of talk about Milner maybe being offered a new contract over the summer. Whether it's a year extension or 2 year, we don't know yet. But if Milner only sees that he wants to play another year for Liverpool, finish his contract at us, and then move to Leeds for free, that to me possibly makes sense. Not that I really want to lose James Milner, but you've got to look at how many years can James Milner play at this level. We joke about James Milner could play till he's 40 at this level. He's fitter than probably nearly every Premier League player out, or most players out there. He's ridiculously fit at the moment, but age is one of them things, isn't it? As you get older, me, I'm 31, literally on the 24th. So as you get older, your body starts to fight against you. Will that start to happen with James Milner? He's played a lot of football in his career. There's only so much conditioning you can do. So I hope that we still get a good couple of years out of James Milner, but I do think it's a legitimate thing that James Milner might consider letting his contract run out at the end of the year and then moving to Leeds on a free. That just seems obvious to me. What about Sancho for LFC, says Pooch Mount. Sancho's an option that I've seen people talking about. Very, very talented player. Would I take him? Yes. He's another one in players that I would take. Haven't seen any links with Liverpool. Not any legitimate ones. I've got a few categories that I always try and put players in. If you want my legitimate options that I think Liverpool are going after this window, I believe that we are definitely interested in Timo Werner. I believe that this Aouar stuff, the Lyon midfielder that we're talking about, some people call him Aouar. I was calling him that, but I've found out today it's pronounced Aouar. I believe because Liverpool had scouts scouting him on Sunday and Pepe was in there as well, I said keep an eye on Pepe, even though he's not one that a lot of Liverpool fans want to see come in. I've seen his name brought up quite a bit, so normally there's no smoke without fire. So when you've got your Pepe, Aouar with the scouts being there, and Werner, I think when you're looking at midfielders, attackers, those are the players that I think. When it comes to a centre-back, I said Ligt is the only one that makes sense to me that Liverpool would look at. Our name's been thrown in there. Virgil van Dijk, he spoke about playing with him before as well. So it would make sense that if we're after a centre-back, we'd go for him, especially at 19 years old. But I also did say be very careful with Ligt, because do we really see Klopp spending 50 to 80 million on a centre-back when, to be honest, our back line has been pretty good, hasn't it? And Klopp may just think, do you know what? I don't need any defenders this summer. I could spend my money more wisely on a flair midfielder, someone that can open teams up, someone that can rotate the front three. Because I actually do believe that we're looking at two signings max for this one, maybe a couple of youth signings. Because as I've said in my updates today, there's a couple of youth players that are definitely leaving. And of course as well, there's a few names that are getting a little bit unsettled because they don't really see a future at Liverpool with how good our first team is. So we might just add to the youth setup and a couple of quality additions to the first squad. How much money do we actually have, says Testy Tube? Well, that is the real question, isn't it? Because nobody actually knows that answer. The answer to that, I would be telling a lie if I went Liverpool have got 100 million to spend this summer. Liverpool got 200 million. It really does make me laugh. You do see the reports about that, and over the years on the channel I have said I saw this report today suggesting that Liverpool have got 200 million to spend, or Klopp's got that to spend, but nobody really knows the amount, because I believe the way it works now is Klopp doesn't really have a budget. I think Klopp probably goes, these are a couple of players that I really have identified that will come in and make Liverpool better. And then it's about then go and work your magic, see how much you could get them for, and then come back to us with a price and we'll go ahead with it if that's what you really want. I think that's how it's working at the moment. The BBC report that a lot of people are going off today, I know a lot of you that joined the stream at the beginning have already heard this, but that BBC's Ornstein thinks he's Einstein, as I said. He claimed that Liverpool will only do smaller deals below figures spent on Shaqiri last summer because he reckons Liverpool basically skin. He said we've got less than 20 million to spend in the summer. It's absolute rubbish, ladies and gentlemen. Liverpool achieved a record pre-tax profits this year, and that was before reaching back-to-back Champions League finals as well. So trust me when I say Liverpool are quids in. We're earning more money from the Premier League this season than what Man City are, albeit it's not by a huge fee, but we are earning more than Man City. We've got a Champions League final still yet to play, and obviously the run, you know how much money you get from a Champions League. We go on and win that, that's even more money. And then you've got to look at a couple of the players that are on loan that Liverpool are looking to probably sell in the summer as well. So are we going to have less than 20 million to spend in the summer? You're talking gibberish, my friend. Absolute gibberish. So yeah, some of you may want to believe him. Some of you think that it might be legit. For me, not a chance. The real question there is, does Klopp want to spend the money in the summer? That is my only question with it. And like I said, the only thing that could maybe affect Liverpool's spending moving forward is we've got the training facility at Kirkby, the building there. But I think maybe if there's another venture that Liverpool are looking at expanding something or building something else, Liverpool related of course, then the owners might have said to Klopp, we're really happy with how the team's performed. Are you happy to go again next season? Look, if you need 20, 30 million for a player, we'll do that. But the rest of the money we're thinking about investing in this. Maybe that has been a conversation. But for a journalist, a reporter, for anyone to come out and say, Liverpool haven't even really got 20 million this year. How can you definitely say that? Kevin saying BBC is fake news. It's ridiculous, Kevin, ridiculous. I'm not sitting on here saying Liverpool have definitely got 200 million to spend. I'm not saying that. I just don't think it quite works the way certain people think it does. I think Klopp identifies someone, the scouting team identifies someone like they've been at Lyon, and then if Klopp wants them and he thinks that it will improve the team, I think then a conversation is had. I don't think the owners go to Klopp and go like FIFA, you've got 90 million to spend this window. I don't know whether it works like that at Liverpool at the moment. Fabinski or Reina for a number 2? Wiz, it's a very good question. Obviously, we don't know the situation with goalkeepers, do we yet? What is going to happen? Somebody rightly said it on the channel, Mignolet deserves to play for another team, a mid-table team. He's been very professional. Remember when there was talk that he wanted out of Liverpool, he was pushing for a move. Then Liverpool, they wasn't going to let him go because Karius went. And Mignolet has backed Alisson. He's been nothing but supportive. He's been really supportive of the whole team, really. That's all what we've seen anyway online. So I think he's been really professional. If Mignolet wants to go and play first team football for another team, if someone wants him, then yeah, I can see him going in the summer. that would be the time. Do we then look to the youth goalkeepers? Does Karius end up making an appearance ever for Liverpool again? We just don't know. But there's other goalkeepers out there. Gavin that's in the stream, I guarantee Gavin will say, get someone like Butland maybe. I just remember conversations that we had over people getting goalkeepers. Louis says, Daz, do you think Harry Wilson will leave? I'll be disappointed, to be honest. I think he's going to be looking at the situation for definite. He's had a successful season for Derby. If Liverpool and Klopp don't identify him and they say, look, we're looking to loan you out again next year, I think Wilson might just look at it and go, do you know what, there's a couple of clubs approaching me, I might just look for a move. That's my opinion on that, but we'll have to wait and see. I think it would be a shame. I think he's a very talented player. Pooch says, please, no Karius, no. Obviously, you got the youth goalkeepers, so it's not all doom and gloom for those that really don't want Karius back. Yachnis says Mignolet. I think he was correcting something that he had said a bit further up. Godfred says Lloyd Kelly is back up for Robson. Yeah, that's a good shout there, Godfred. As I said, we have got that as an option. And I did say earlier on in the stream as well, you've got to think about Gomez. Gomez can play left back, and you've still got James Milner at the club as well. So we've got a few options, but I don't know whether Liverpool are looking to sign a left back in the transfer window is my overall look on it. Ryan Kent has had a really successful season as well. He's been really good, Ewan. He has been really good. Another player, you look at Wilson, you look at Ryan Kent, this is what I'm talking about. If they're not going to get into the first team next year, they're going to want to move, which means Liverpool are going to sell them and they're going to get the fees from them. I mean, you know how good we are with getting fees for players these days. They're talented young players. In my opinion, I think we will go and get at least 4 players. This is from Connor. Timo Werner, Ryan Sessegnon, creative midfielder and a backup for Alisson. I would absolutely love that to happen, Connor. Absolutely love it. I think from what I can tell, Ryan Sessegnon, Spurs are favourites to land him at the moment. They want him for 25 million, and I think the valuation, there's like a 20 million difference. So I think they've kind of got to meet in the middle, but they look like they're favourites. I would have took him at Liverpool, as I said, and who knows, anything can happen yet. The window's not officially open, is it, until just gone midnight tonight. Timo Werner, I've got in my head that Liverpool want him. A lot of people that have been commenting on the live streams afterwards is saying, no, he's going to Bayern Munich. For those that didn't watch the live stream, the CEO of Leipzig did state, and this was only the other day, that there have been no talks of Bayern Munich. And in that conversation, he also did say maybe Timo Werner doesn't want to go to Bayern Munich. Maybe he would prefer PSG, Liverpool or Dortmund. There would be other clubs that are obviously linked with him as well. But I just have it in my head that we're all talking about we need backup for the front three. Klopp needs to have options to be able to rotate. Someone that there's not a drop-off in quality. We're really happy with how Origi's been doing recently. But I think you go out there and you get another player. And I think Timo Werner's that player for me. And I think Klopp might have identified that as well. You've got Naby that's already at the club, and look how them two was. It's a Bundesliga. It's a different league, but them two was playing really, really well together. You know, Naby we're yet to see the best of, but I think next season, as a lot of players that come from abroad do, they take a season, the second year they explode. Hopefully Naby explodes next year, not literally, but hopefully his football explodes. He's outstanding. I mean, if you brought Timo Werner in the summer, that might just help that as well. So I'm definitely keeping a very close eye on Timo Werner. The Ligt situation, as I said, I still don't see any change from De Ligt's speech marks saying there's been conversations with teams but nothing's been agreed. I did, for those that have just joined, I did talk about the agent situation and what that means for De Ligt and players under the agent. Obviously a lot of people are aware that he's got a 3-month worldwide ban. Basically it has nothing will change. De Ligt can still move clubs. I'm just going to try and summarise it basically. De Ligt's got 2 agents, so he's got that agent and then he's got another agent, so the other agent will probably do all the work anyway, and then Raiola, however you say his name, he will just claim his fee, which apparently when De Ligt moves, one of the things that suggested that Barcelona was stalling over the move was because Raiola wanted a 20% commission instead of the usual 5 to 10% that agents get. So that's a massive commission for him to get. We know what he's like in that sense, but yeah, it was like a public slap on the wrist where he's not allowed to do anything himself. He's not allowed to fill out the paperwork basically himself. But as far as it concerns, his players can still move, because any agent out there, even if they're just on their own of a player, they can have someone they trust, like a lawyer. They can have anyone that they trust fill out the paperwork, do the talks, even though they tell them what to say and tell them what to do. And then they're just in the background, basically telling them how they want it to go. And then they just get their commission anyway. So it actually doesn't affect the move of the likes of Ligt. You've got Pogba under him as well. A lot of people talking about, Pogba's not going to be able to leave United. He probably will if he wants to. So yeah, hopefully that helped. Obviously at the beginning of the stream, I had the massive write-up and I was talking about it all in more depth, but I tried to summarise it for those that have just joined. Dirty Vibe says, Julian Brandt hasn't been the same after his injuries. Interesting, Dirty. Do you know, I know there's a couple of people that are saying he's not good enough for Liverpool at the level we're at the moment. I did say I do wonder whether Julian Brandt was a Klopp's type signing maybe a year or two ago. But for 21 million, it's 25 million euros is release clause. 21 million roughly, isn't it? That is, for a player of his ability, for that much money in today's transfer window, that's a good fee. That is a good fee. And I mean, he's 23 years old, I believe. So 23 years old, he's got a lot of room for improvement. So anyone that does get him, yeah, they might be taking a chance of him, but you do with a lot of players, don't you? He could have a massive future, really, Julian Brandt. Man United scout said he didn't think Ligt would be a good buy because he saw his dad and he was fat and thought that he'd go the same way and get fat. Weird, says Pooh. I haven't seen that, interestingly, but if it doesn't really sound too legitimate, but I wouldn't put anything past anything with Manchester United, to be honest. How can that even be a factor? It's absolutely ridiculous. You can't really bring relatives' weight into equations, and if that was true and they put that out on social media or someone got hold of that, then wow, unreal. Another update for everyone today. I forgot to say this at the beginning, but Man City, I didn't really want to talk about Man City too much, but Man City have denied the chant is about Sean Cox, basically in Hillsborough, but that was obvious that they was going to do that, wasn't it? Sean Cox's brother himself said when he saw the video, it just reminded him of what actually happened to Sean. He said he's very disappointed and doesn't understand why, when City have just won the league, they want to sing about Liverpool. He also adds that Sean is doing good, but there's still a long road ahead. So I'm glad that Sean's doing good. Hopefully he continues to get better. The FA have also said that Man City and its players and staff will face no action following the alleged chants about Liverpool players and fans, as no rules and regulations have been breached. So I don't really need to say anything else on it today. I said it all in yesterday's stream, what I felt on it. I can only guess that they're Man City fans that was commenting on the stream once it finished yesterday, saying that they wasn't singing about Sean. They was just singing about Liverpool fans getting battered in the streets. I mean, like, come on. How naive can you be? It's absolutely ridiculous, to be honest. Jits in the building, he says, hi bro, what do you think of David Moscaradeli? You know what I'm like my names, everyone. All right. You're just going to have to stick with me on names. Is he good enough for the pool? Not for me, buddy. But let me know anyone else. Like, to be honest, any players that I don't really know a lot about, like him, for instance, they can't be good enough in my head. They might be, but yeah, I don't really know of that player. So to me, I'm a little bit like, Jurgen Klopp, if he knows of that player and he thinks he's fantastic, then brilliant. The one thing with me is I watch Liverpool religiously. I only watch other teams play that are abroad and stuff like that, or in the Premier League, really, when Liverpool link with their players. And it's like big links that I believe, because then I make it my mission to follow them, like I did with Van Dijk. When a year before Van Dijk signed for Liverpool, I was like, he will come to Liverpool. Followed it. I was watching him a lot. With Fekir, I watched him so much because I knew a year before we did all that and we had that massive fiasco to do with him, I followed him for a whole year because I said I knew that Liverpool was going for him. So it's crazy, really. But a lot of people fire names at me, and some of them I'm like, I'm sorry, I haven't heard of them, or I don't think they must be that good enough, because I haven't heard, but they probably are. I don't really like Rabiot, says Thomas B. So yeah, another name that keeps getting brought up. A few messages today from people about Rabiot. Daz, Rabiot on a free. The one thing that I'm seeing to do with Rabiot is that basically they want a big contract. They want a lot of wages. It's very substantial from what I saw. So a lot of clubs have kind of pulled out of interest in him because of how much that is. Obviously, Rabiot's mum is his agent, so it's a weird situation when you're reading up on it, because you're like, Rabiot's mum, like, you know, Rabiot's mum is dictating this, she's dictating, and then all of a sudden you do click again. Oh, agent, yes, okay, fantastic. You know that he's got his mum as his agent, but yeah, the fees that they're talking about, you're getting him on a free, so it kind of, in a way, it balances itself out, doesn't it? So people would still say, yeah, but whatever, you're not paying for him. But I did see Manchester United have been linked with him quite a lot today. I saw a lot of reports, and there was something that was saying that even Man United kind of was like, how much do you want weekly? So we'll see over that, see who does go back in here. I haven't seen anything new over Rabiot and Liverpool, only fake rumours, similar to the Mbappe stuff today. As I said, it's rubbish. It's absolute rubbish. It's just people that make stuff up online. A lot of people share it because they get their hopes up. What you get is you get Twitter accounts that pretend they put their logo as, you know, like today, the Mbappe rumours all started from the fake Get French Football News account, and they had the logo look like it and everything, and then a lot of people retweeted it and was like, yes, Klopp spoke to Mbappe's entourage, his agent, like Liverpool going for him. But actually, when you click into it, they've got like 12 followers or something, so you know it's not the real account. And you don't just go off one media source either saying that something's happening. The way I normally do it when I'm doing my research for you lot is I don't just go, this source is saying that it's going to happen, so I'm going to tell everyone on the live stream about that. I literally wait for seeing if loads of different media sources are saying it. If you've got different journalists, if you're linked like we was with Fekir before, and you had the French journalists all saying it, and then you got the English journalists saying stuff, and it all starts to make sense. And if you piece it together, you can kind of see what's legit and what's not. And the one thing, as I always say, is look for speech marks and quotations. The Mbappe stuff today, when people were sending it to me, they were saying, Mbappe said that he wants to play for Liverpool. And I was like, well, it's fake. And, you know, again, as I always say, please try and look for them speech marks, quotation. I know there's people out there that fake it, but if you're seeing a lot of different big media sources saying it and using quotes, then the quotes, it's more than likely that they're real. That's the one big bit of advice I can give everyone that watches this, that they need for transfers, is just look for quotes and then break down what they say in the quotes as well. If, like I said, with the Leipzig CEO saying about Bayern Munich and Timo Werner, when he turned around and said Bayern Munich, they haven't had talks with them, does it necessarily mean that they definitely haven't had talks? No, it doesn't 100%, but at the same time, you've got to think about it. Publicly, is he going to say that they haven't had talks with Bayern Munich and then talk about the other clubs' names? The only thing that I can think would do that is if he's trying to raise the price with Bayern Munich. But then it's a weird one, but you can tell by the way they speak whether they're telling the truth or not. It's just whether you can tell the difference. It's took years of me trying to do it. It's very hard to explain, but I know a lot of you have got really good at it, and a lot of you got very good at speaking French as well, because all of you was on the French journalist last year with Fekir, with me, wasn't you? Shout out to Lucas Leiva, playing in the Coppa Italy final right now. Massive shout out to Lucas. What a legend he was. Unlucky. Klopp might go for Insigne, says EJ. I've seen the rumours, but nothing that I'm believing personally. But as I do say it though, everyone, I'm not any different to you. I'm a Liverpool fan. I just spend a hell of a lot of time looking at these reports and trying to bring you what I think is legit and what's not. So yeah, the Insigne stuff, I'm not really going off personally. I'm not getting a good vibe about them being true. Bonjour, says Yachnish. Bonjour. We need young, energetic players like James Milner. If we could get a young James Milner in the door, could that be our? Maybe. Who knows? He could end up at James Milner, couldn't he? He could be even better than James Milner, but James Milner's a beast for us. Cheeky says, Liverpool are at the top of the table in Europe again. We could get anyone that Klopp really wants. Yes, this is something that I needed to point out as well today. God, I told you, I've got loads of things written down that I will end up speaking about in the live stream. LFC are top of the world football rankings again. We're first with 2,062 points. Man City is second with 2,028 points. Barcelona are in third with 2,027. Bayern Munich in fourth with 1,938. Obviously, I'm not going to continue with the rest of the list, but you can look that up yourselves. Those are the top four. So we're top, City second, Barcelona third, and Bayern fourth. So it's absolutely brilliant that Liverpool are up the top, holding down the fort now. May it continue for ages. Kieran says, Dad's thoughts on LFC not hosting any awards night this year. That's another one. Thank you so much. Right. Let me get this. For those that didn't know, thank you so much to you. I told you, I've got tons of updates. Liverpool's hectic schedule has led to the club deciding not to hold their annual Players' Awards this year. For the past 5 years, the Reds have put on a glittering black tie ceremony to celebrate the achievements of the first team, academy and women's teams. Holding the awards after the final also isn't an option due to the international fixtures. England face Holland in the semi-final of the UEFA Nations League in Portugal just 5 days after the Champions League final. So, is it a major thing? It's not really, if you're looking at the grand scheme of things, but it's nice though, isn't it? It's a nice thing. We're celebrating how good the players have been. We give the awards is like, he's been amazing this year, this, so it's like a feel-good factor, isn't it, really? And it's good for the players as well. But would they rather be in a Champions League final? Would they rather have took the Premier League to the last day of the season? Yeah, of course they would have. So I'm sure they all understand, and I completely understand in that scenario. It's just a shame, isn't it? They couldn't be squeezed in because it would have been nice. Daniel O'Sullivan is in the building. Good to see you tonight, mate. Always good to see Daniel in. He says, Dazza, Daniel. Thomas says Milner might leave this transfer window because he wants to play for Leeds before he hangs the boots. Thomas, spot on, my friend. I said that earlier. I said, I don't know. I don't think he will leave this summer. I think what he'd do is he'd wait. He's got a year left on his contract. He'd play that down and maybe go on a free. Is the only thing that I've got in my head. But we shall see. Ming says, I would love to see Maddison at Liverpool. He's young and has been great this season. Yeah, Miggs, a name that keeps cropping up. He's proven that he can play in the Premier League. Liverpool were linked with him before. Do we go back in for him? Maybe. Do a lot of people want him? Put that in the live chat now. Would you take Maddison at Liverpool? Question for the live chat. We're going to get some call-ins going, I think, in a minute as well. So if you are wanting to call into the show, make sure that you've got your microphone set up properly or your headphones or whatever you're doing. Make sure it's a quiet background and make sure that you're in an area with good internet as well, because I've noticed a lot of people trying to call in and then they're disappointed because there's a bad connection. So I'm just trying to say those are a few things that you can do to make sure it's clear for everyone watching the stream. Any links with Tielemans? Yachnis, there's just people really kind of saying that Liverpool should get Tielemans in somewhere, that we should approach him because he's been good, hasn't he? Wonder Kid, as we were saying on the last stream. Still young, still quality. As far as I can see at the moment, there's nothing that's saying that Liverpool are definitely going for him or even looking at him, but the window's not open fully yet, is it? It opens just on midnight tonight. So we shall see on that one. I'm sure his name will crop up along with 1,000 other names, everyone. Gavin says there's no truth in the Maddison rumours. So Gavin's on it as well. Gavin is another Liverpool fan. He helps with the Facebook group. He's another one that he helps with a lot of Facebook groups. He knows his stuff about Liverpool, everyone. Kieran says, can't see Maddison going for anything under 60 million. Leicester don't need to sell and are looking to build. Yeah, he's going to want to build that team, isn't he? He's going to want to build from it. He's not going to really want to lose a lot of his players. A couple of them might go, but Mark Simpson says, Daz, what about Matthias de Ligt? as far as it stands, mate, there's nothing new on Ligt. The last rumours that was yesterday was that Barcelona were close to signing him, but as I said, the last quotation that we had, the last thing we heard from the player himself was that there had been conversations with clubs, but nothing had been agreed yet, and that was literally the day before yesterday. So the last thing that I'm going off is that Ligt has still got his options open. So that's the latest with Ligt still. Like I said, I'm not going to come on here and say, yeah, I think we're going to sign Ligt if actually generally we're looking at it and Ligt could end up going to Barcelona. Rajesh with a 229 donation. Massive shout out to you. We are big boys now. We can sign whoever we want. You're very right there. Liverpool back up the top. We can sign whoever we want. I want to say as well, I've noticed that a lot of people are donating. I never, expect donations at all. It's just there for people that want to help grow the channel and help with donations in that sense. But I want to give back to the people that are donating. So the top donators, every now and then, what I'm going to do is if you've got Skype, I will do a one-on-one Skype call with you, like go on a Skype call for an hour at some point. So yeah, I've just noticed that there's been a lot of donations recently starting to come in, and I want to kind of reward you back for that, if that makes sense, because as I say, I know you're just doing it to be nice, as you lot say, but I still kind of feel like I want to give you more for the money that you're giving. That's just the way I look at it. I'm just doing what I enjoy doing here. So yeah, if that's something that you lot are interested in, the ones that are donating, then like the top donator or whatever in a week or something silly like that, I'll pick them and we'll go on a Skype call 1v1, and you can ask me whatever you want about Liverpool, the transfers, anything. Just a nice little treat from me for your donations. So massive thank you there for that donation, Rajesh, my friend. Gavin says, smash that like button, Reds. Yeah, please do. If you're enjoying the updates, then please do. Feel free to ask the questions as well. Like I said, the updates are always at the beginning of streams. If you're new to the channel, you might be intimidated by my live streams. Could be an hour, they could be 2 hours. But I will always reel off as much of the updates as I've got in my notepads and stuff, whatever I found over the day, normally right at the beginning of live stream. So first 5 to 10 minutes really, because I'm aware that a lot of people, they don't have 2 hours to sit there and try and catch up with Liverpool. But because they're live streams, once I've done the updates, I get involved with the live chat, talk to you Liverpool fans, get your views on it. And then like tonight, we'll take call-ins as well. So yeah, just bear that one in mind. Don't be worried about how long they get sometimes. A lot of great teams looking to rebuild. Transfer window will be exciting, says Yachnis. Yes, indeed. Does how much? An hour? Oh, God. Sounds bad, doesn't it, like that? Like I just said, it's just the donations, the top donations. An hour, I'll make the time and we just go on 1v1 anyone. I just want to give back a bit more than for you lot. Liverpool fan says, yo LFC Liverpool fan, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Michael Crinton says, we made like 100 million from Champions League this year so far, so that rubbish about us having no money for transfers is total crap. 100% for anyone that's just joined. I did say it at the beginning, it's part of the updates today. Obviously BBC's Ornstein claimed that Liverpool won't be doing any big deals because we're basically skinned, is what he said, the gist of it. We've got less than 20 million, I believe he said, for this summer. It's absolute rubbish, everyone, okay? Liverpool achieved a record pre-tax profits this year, and that was before reaching back-to-back Champions League finals, and that's without all the other stuff that we make money for as well. I just said there's other things that you have to consider that could involve the money, like the Kirkby training facility. There's other stuff that obviously our owners will be putting money into. We don't know whether there's more planning going on with Anfield or what, do we? But what we do know is Liverpool should have quite a lot of moolah if we want to play with it. It's the real question there is, does Klopp want to use it? Morton says, we made the most from TV as well. We did indeed, my friend. We're making more than Man City from the Premier League alone this year because we were the popular team. We was on BT Sports more. So interesting. Julian Bennett, welcome to the channel, my friend. I've seen it's popped up saying you've subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you enjoy the channel moving forwards. Gavin says, we shall take bets on how high the human will, aka Virgil, will kick Kane in the final. Oh, how high Virgil's going to kick Kane in the final. Yeah. Place your bets now. Gamit says we should be spending big this summer. it's difficult, isn't it? Morton, welcome to the channel, my friend. It's very difficult because I think we should sign quality over quantity. We should look to bring in someone that is going to try and force one of them first teamers to drop to the bench, and that's how you improve your squad overall. You don't buy someone that is bench quality to improve your squad. You buy a first teamer to improve your squad. That's what I want to see come in. Is that Timo Werner, Ligt, those sort of names, or are we going to see a name like when Fabinho popped up and we didn't know about it at all? Very possible, very likely. The window opens got midnight tonight. Do I see Liverpool making a signing before the Champions League final? I don't generally, everyone, to be honest, because you've got to look at Champions League final. You don't want to unsettle anyone. Does it really unsettle people if they know that another world-class player is coming in? You don't really know, do you? But will Liverpool risk it? Possibly not. The only way we're going to sign someone really fast before the Champions League window, if it's a big name, is on the sheer fact that other clubs are trying to get them. Liverpool have got to act fast. That's what I'm looking out for. So, as always, I will keep you updated. Transfer windows open tonight. And on this channel, what I can guarantee is I will dissect the rubbish from the real and bring it straight to you as soon as I know it. Is Firmino a fit to play? Sankesh, hopefully he will be for the Champions League final. And as I said today, one of the updates is Andy Robertson as well did admit that he was playing through pain during the Wolves game. So not very nice to hear that Robbo was playing through pain. He did say as well in his wording that he wasn't the only one playing through pain. There was other players in Liverpool that was. But Robbo said that it should be all good by the Champions League final. He did highlight how important these 5 days are that Klopp's given them to spend with their families and time off before they then 2 weeks hard training for the Champions League. And obviously they've got the 10 days in Marbella warm weather training as well. Maddie says, hello Maddie, how are you? Welcome to the live stream, hope you're well. Dunk second choice could develop well, says Dylan. Dunk second choice could develop well. Let me know what you mean on that. Elaborate on that, my friend. Don't forget, everyone, I watch my streams back as well, so I will see all your comments that you put in there. This is how I bring up comments from the last stream that I maybe missed when I was talking live, but afterwards I'll watch it back and obviously I can read all your comments, so I don't miss it. And all the other Liverpool fans that watch it back, they'll be reading your comments rather than watching my face. They read your comments. It's much better to read what you have to say than look at this ugly mug, isn't it? Michael says, who cares about Plastic City with their fake fans? Tick, I fully agree with you there. Right, let's get this sorted out so we can get some live call-ins. If that's what you lot want to do, then I will try and get that going. Let me just get this up on the screen. I don't want to lose all my notes that I've got up there either, because obviously people will be joining and they might want the updates that we went over at the beginning. As always, like I said, everyone, if you've been in from the beginning and you're like, oh, like he said the same thing a few times, only where people join in and they want to know what's gone on. I try my best to say it in a different way every now and then, add a little bit more information, a bit of a twist on it, just to keep things a little bit fresh. But Daniel O'Sullivan with a 20 euro donation, massive shout out to you. Oh my god, wow, that gets a woohoo from me. Here's to keeping this channel going. Let's make this the best channel ever. Wow, oh my god, thank you so much, Daniel. Well, Daniel's definitely leading that 1v1 Skype call, isn't he, everyone? All right, whoa, absolute legend, Daniel. It really means a lot to me. Big shout out to you, my friend. Right, let's get this up. Oh, I've got to sort a few things here. Why is it whenever you want to get Skype on or anything, especially when you're on a live stream, it's like, we need to do updates. Oh, fan dabby dozy. Right, I'll carry on with the live chat while that's doing that. Tommy Edge says, Klopp has returned a profit in the transfer market since he arrived today. 5 players minimum leaving this summer. Will we have whatever Klopp needs for any player he wants? Tommy, I think so, my friend. I think so. I think it's absolute rubbish what we've seen from the BBC and them saying that we're brassic, basically. We're not at all. As I said, we've made a lot of money this year and the money will be there if Klopp needs it. It's just if he needs it, isn't it? If Klopp wants it, then I believe the owners will say, there you go get this player. We're very clever at the way we do transfers these days and identifying the players that we need as well. Right, so Skype is on. Let me get the Skype badge up for you lot. Don't forget, don't be shy. If it's possibly your first time and you're sitting there considering calling into the show, don't panic. It's not as bad as what you think it is when you're coming on. Come the end of the day, they can only see my face, they hear your views. We're all Liverpool fans, okay? Your views matter just as much as anyone else. You might not agree with me, you might not agree with anyone else in live chat, but that's what football is. It's about discussions, it's about, passion. And if you're passionate that Liverpool shouldn't sign Timo Werner or they shouldn't do this, then ring up the show and say it, because it just makes for a good watch, doesn't it, for everyone? That's what I was saying. Daz, says Tommy. Yeah, good, mate. I thought that's what you was getting at, Tommy. I thought that is what you was getting at. Gary with a fist pump. Boom to you, Gary. And also, Dylan says, if we don't get Timo, should we get Lacazette? Should we go and get Lacazette? That's not going to happen, is it, really? I think Liverpool are looking at Timo for that striking role. I really do. I fancy him for the role, for the spot. That makes sense, doesn't it? I don't fancy him. My missus probably fancies him. She fancies Liverpool players. Whenever they come on the screen, she's all, oh, he's all right, isn't he? Peter says, first time seeing your channel. Good luck with it. You'll never walk alone. Thank you so much, Peter. Massive shout out to you. This channel's very much about everyone that joins in. It'd be pretty boring, wouldn't it, if I was sitting here just talking on my own and no one else to talk to? So a massive part of this channel is how good the subscribers are on here. And Liverpool fans are the best in the world. So it's an absolute pleasure talking to all of you when you join in. We don't need a defender, says Trumpy. Do you think we don't need a centre back, or are you saying that we definitely don't need a left back cover as well? Just to elaborate for anyone that's watching at home, I think that we're probably going to be looking to get a player further up the pitch first. Here we go. We got a first call in. Let me grab this. Hello, my friend. As always, please say your name for everyone to hear. And yeah, what question have you got, or what's your views?
Hello, Des. It's Daniel O'Sullivan. Nice to meet you again. Yes. How are you?
I'm very well, mate, and I'm even better now that you've called into the show, as always.
Yeah.
Go on, mate. Go on. What have you got to say?
I think Timo Werner is unbelievable striker. I think that the team we have right now, right? If we made no transfers, would we be unhappy is the question. Maybe some people would say yes, but the team that we have right now is unbelievable. But you have to think that next season we're going to have Ryan Brewster coming into it. We've Ox back again. That's like a new signing. And if we got Timo 1 or 2, then I think that we'd be a savage team again. Plus,
Yeah, no, I fully agree. And the main question that he's just brought up there, everyone, that I would like to get everyone's views in the live chat, is, would we be really unhappy if we didn't make any signings? Would you think that it was the end of the world, basically? Let us know your views on that. And of course, if you're not watching it live, leave a comment down below. Do Liverpool need to make signings this summer? Or do you trust in Klopp that much that if he decides not to, regardless of outgoings, you'll be fine just to go ahead again next year? So you spoke about Timo Werner there, my friend. Mm-hmm. What's your views on the whole Ligt situation?
I don't know, when it comes to these transfers every time before the end of any season, I don't listen to anything. It was like Fekir last season. Remember, he went over, he did the medical and stuff like that, and it's just that unless I see it on paper or him in a shirt inside an Anfield, I don't listen to it, because my head would be wrecked with all the different type of transfers that could come in there. So I just kind of ignore everything that's happening there, and I just wait for it to happen. Then I go, okay, fair enough, we signed him. Plop, good man. That's the best bit of advice that you can give to anyone. Obviously, one of my jobs on here is to try and dissect all the rubbish rumours and reports, but the best bit of advice is the old-fashioned way. Wait until you see them wearing the Liverpool top, even though it didn't quite work with Fekir, did it? Because he did wear the Liverpool top. I know, but we nearly had him and stuff like that, and everyone was like, I remember you were there going, maybe it might be happening, and then it was like, oh no, and then everyone was like going, well, Dazza, you said it was going to happen. You're like, listen, mate, I'm just telling you what I'm reading off the thing. I'm not stating in fact of something. And I was there going, he's not stating in fact. So I was like, going, here, I'll just keep my ears to the ground and wait for something to happen. And if I can see it in fact, then I go, oh, it's happened. Yeah, definitely. I think that's the best way to do it. For a lot of Liverpool fans that don't like the transfer windows, that must be really a good feeling. Like when Fabinho come out of nowhere, when you don't get caught up in all the media rubbish, and you just all of a sudden go, oh, I've just heard on the news, Liverpool have just signed this player. Quality. Yeah. Let's see how they play for us. That must be brilliant.
Everyone's straight onto YouTube and they're like looking up Fabinho's like YouTube, tackles, assists and all this crack. That's what everyone does, isn't it?
Yeah, see, that's part of the fun for me. For me personally, with transfers, I've always, even before I did the Liverpool channel, I always made sure that I knew what was going on transfer-wise with Liverpool. I found fun in dissecting all the rubbish and the rumours, but when I knew we were linked with someone, I had to look up. I was one of these that straight on YouTube, them and whatever year it was. So if it was 2014, it was, Timo Werner, 2014 best skills. Yeah. I am a stereotypical football supporter in that sense.
Yeah, I did the same one. Remember when Bobby Dazzler was tipped to come to Liverpool? I was like, who's this fella? And then I looked it up and I see him putting in these savage touches, and I was like going, oh my God, who's this guy? You know what I mean? It's class.
Yeah, unreal, mate, unreal. So today, obviously, one of the updates was about the Lyon midfielder as well, Aouar. Do you know, every time I say Aouar, I had it in my head. Do you remember the Pump Up the Jam song? And it goes, Aouar. That's all me and my missus kept doing because obviously I saw the things. And if he ever ended up at Liverpool, that has got to be his chant, everyone. You've got to sing Pump Up the Jam because that is brilliant. But we'll make up the words on the channel. We will do it.
Be deadly, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Look, what's your views on that? Obviously, the report today is that on Sunday, Liverpool had scouts watching him, Pepe, and the Dombelli, or however you pronounce his name, sorry. But there's a few players there that Liverpool was scouting. One, do you really like the look of him? And two, do you think Liverpool are actually going to go back to Lyon this year after what happened over Fekir?
I think that, I think that what the great thing is, and not to take it away from the transfers, because some of these guys I'd have to actually look up and go, who are their guys? But I think it's one of those things that it was said between the great teams of the Premiership are the teams that the managers have full control. And they were talking to Jose Mourinho about it, and Mourinho was kind of going, he was agreeing with it, it was kind of one of those things where when the players know the coach is the main boss, that's where the line stops, you know what I mean? So I think whoever does come in this summer, because I don't know, because sometimes I hear a name and I'm going, who is that? And I have to look it up. But whoever comes in will be coming in under Klopp, will be the man that's bringing them in, not the club or the whole other thing. It'll be Klopp that will be bringing them in, I think.
Yeah, and I think most Liverpool fans now have full belief and backing with Jurgen Klopp, don't they? Like we said, if it's someone that, is from the Championship, for instance, we're like, okay, whatever, we'll take him if it's cost us $2 million.
Remember Robertson? Everyone was going, Robertson, that was savage.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant player. As I said, do you know what? It was funny because I put out a quote that Robbo put on Twitter, and I said, best left back in the world, I would... And I put the word in I was meant to put, I wouldn't swap him for anyone. Yeah. And I actually put, I would swap him for anyone. As soon as it went out, I was like, no.
I'm always making mistakes in the words, man. I'm terrible. I'm always making fuck ups, Here, the question to you is, would you go again this year or this season, or sorry, next season? Would you go for Fekir again?
I would. I think it's quite simple. The reason I would say that I would go for him and that I am going to keep an eye on him is because it's obvious that he was a Jurgen Klopp player that he wanted, because otherwise Liverpool wouldn't have gone for him. Exactly, you were just saying about Klopp's the man that, we know that he's going for players. He identified Fekir as a player that, would fit this Liverpool team, and he wanted him. We went all the way with it. It didn't happen. If it never was to happen, then would I kind of be glad to see the back of talking about Fekir? 100%. That name, I was dreaming about it because of how much I spoke. But he's definitely a player that it'd be cheaper this year. I think it's just if Fekir can get over the fact that whatever did go on, if it wasn't Liverpool's fault, then I see that there might be a chance there if Klopp still wants him.
It was that injury thing, wasn't it? It was where they were saying that there was an injury underneath his ligament of the patella or something like that. They were saying that could possibly after buying him, it could be a problem.
Yeah. We just don't know, do we? We never knew the truth to it.
No,
that's the main thing, and I don't think we ever will know the truth. But I tell you something now: if Liverpool sign Fekir in the summer, then there's not a concern over that lad's knee at all.
No, I don't think so. No,
we wouldn't do it.
I don't think that Liverpool are going to sign any major. Like anyone that they sign is going to be the 50, 60 million. Like I can't see them doing like a Barcelona on it by throwing in big money for something, you know.
Yeah, well, you got to look. People were saying to me today about Griezmann, for instance. Could Liverpool sign Griezmann? I think we could if we wanted to, but I definitely think he's going to Barcelona. I only see him going to Barcelona now. Yeah,
and I hear he probably could, because what you make on the Coutinho thing? Do you think would you like Coutinho to come back? And two, do you think the fans would accept him back?
My personal view, I've said it a few times now. I think with Coutinho, for me, he thought the grass was greener somewhere else. It wasn't. Klopp sat him down and said to him, as far as what we were made aware, stay at Liverpool and you'll be a legend. Go somewhere else and, it's possible you won't. And he chose to ignore Klopp. He forced his move from Liverpool and it didn't work for him. So part of it is, I'm kind of glad that happened in a way, because I think Liverpool moved on now. I think it's an example to other players that might be at Liverpool now, looking at Coutinho and going, well, he moved to Barcelona thinking that it was going to be brilliant and it didn't quite work for him. So if there's any players that might have a thought in their head now, then to them, they might be thinking, actually, do you know what? I'm doing quality here. Like Salah, for instance. Salah is a world-class player that could probably do that in any team. But that's what everyone was saying about Coutinho as well. So do you see what I'm saying? So for me, I think we move forwards from Coutinho, go and get someone else that is a playmaker that can play that role. For me personally, I
agree with you 100%, because look, for me, his dream was to go to Barcelona. I wouldn't hold anyone back from their dream, but if you came back, it'd be just like, oh, you're back because you didn't go there and do what you wanted to do. Now you're back. I don't think the fans would be too happy with it. For me, if we brought in Fekir or someone of that manner and brought in Timo and our defence is solid, I think that we can only go forward.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. So I'm going to ask you one last question, mate, before you get off, and I'll take another call in. Left back. It's a big question mark over a backup for Robbo. I said earlier about don't forget Gomez can play left back as well, and you've got Milner in the team. But what's your views? Do you think Liverpool go into a transfer window this summer and sign a left back?
I think a left back would be a good idea, because I'd like to see Gomez in where Van Dijk, beside Van Dijk, because he was savage there when he was playing there with Van Dijk. He was like Van Dijk's little son, and he was doing everything he was savage, man. I know that Milner can do that as well, but I think if we got a solid left back like that, we can only go up.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much for your call in, mate, and thank you so much for the donation as well.
Yeah, no hassle, dude. Fine, we'll talk to you later on. Take it easy.
Yeah, brilliant. Take care, mate. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you. Brilliant phone call there. Brilliant call into the show. As always, if you're like Daniel there, here we go, another call in. Hello, my friend.
Hello there.
Hello. Obviously, please say your name so that everyone in the live chat and that's watching it back knows who's talking. And is there something that you want to say?
Noah Taylor. I'd just like to again just talk about our centre back issue. Well, it's not really an issue, to be fair, but with Ligt.
Yeah.
Because I personally would prefer to
Hello. Noah, are you there, my friend?
He was absolutely fantastic.
Sorry, can you just repeat that last bit, mate? I think we might have just lost you for a few seconds. Noah?
Yeah?
Yeah, sorry, my friend. I think it's cutting out a few times. Do you want to just repeat that last sentence and see if we can hear you this time? We've lost Noah, everyone. We've got another call in. Scott, is that you, my friend?
Yeah, it's me, Dad. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you, mate. Thank you for calling into the show tonight. What do you want to talk about with the updates?
I really think that I'll go to signings.
Scott?
Yeah.
Sorry, mate, it's just your mic. I don't know whether you're grabbing your mic or something.
I'll go to signings.
Yep.
I personally think that we make a defensive signing in for Robert.
Yep. So you're looking for backup for Robbo this transfer window then?
Yeah, because I wouldn't put the young guy under pressure in case Robbo picks up an injury.
Yeah.
I would probably, I don't know if you agree, but maybe bring in Ben Chilwell from Leicester.
Yeah, I mean, a very, very talented player. He's a good player in my books. Obviously, that's a question for the live stream for anyone watching this back as well. Please let us know your views on that. What's the main views on Klopp and what we've heard with the BBC today saying about, obviously, we're skim. You've all heard my views on it, but what's your view on it, my friend?
I would say trust on Klopp. We know Klopp won't tell lies, or he might try and confuse. Maybe that's a confusion to people that we're skint, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So wait until we hear from Jurgen Klopp. Then is basically what you're saying.
Yep.
He's not going to speak about transfers until that Champions League final is out the way, is he?
No, we want to win it, and we're going to win it. I've got faith in these boys.
Yeah, me too. I really like the confidence. Can you hear the confidence in his voice, everyone? You're just oozing confidence with that line there. Just to answer where you said about Chilwell, a lot of people in the live chat are agreeing here. Ben Chilwell is class. I don't know if he'd want to be backup though, says Louis. Mr. Banana says Chilwell's too good to be backup in my opinion. So a lot of people are saying he's that good of a player that he's not going to really want to join Liverpool and be, second fiddle to Andy Robertson. Matthew is saying news on Aouar, obviously the French international that Liverpool sent scouts to on Sunday. What's your views on that, my friend?
I've actually played with him on FIFA, and he seems like someone that could suit Liverpool.
Yeah. So obviously, for those of you that are FIFA fans, I did say that I think a lot of FIFA fans will know who he is already. What's his main attributes then, if you're going off the game? Have you watched him play in real life?
No, but like I say, I'll trust in Klopp, and if he thinks he's good enough for LFC. Yeah.
Again, I think the main view of everyone is we've got to trust in Klopp whoever he goes for. Also, under that scouting for him on Sunday, Memphis Depay was a name that was thrown in there as well that Liverpool was apparently writing notes on. So what's your views on that? If Liverpool signed Depay, how would you feel about that?
Well, we've got to think, is he good enough for a backup? Because I don't see Klopp dropping Salah, Mane or Bobby.
Yeah.
In any time.
So you're just wondering whether Depay could actually come in and actually improve the squad depth what we've got. Do you think he's not that good then?
No. Also, I saw somebody in your chat earlier on saying Bobby was apparently linked to PSG.
Bobby was linked to PSG?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that comment earlier then. I haven't seen anything myself that I believe over Bobby being linked with PSG or any other club as that matters. At the moment, as it stands, all the links that I'm seeing online, everyone, is mainly just been with Liverpool looking at players. Like you got your Timo Werner, Ligt, our name's been thrown in there as well. Brandt, our name's been thrown in there with Spurs apparently taking the lead in that race today. But I haven't really seen too much in the way of players leaving Liverpool that I'm believing. You've got your rubbish reports like people have mentioned today. James Milner's going to be leaving Liverpool this summer. Those sort of things. But it's not something with any, evidence or proof to it. There's no speech marks, no quotations, as I like to say. So out of the Liverpool team, and you just brought up about Bobby there, is there anyone that worries you in that team that you think might want to leave Liverpool out of maybe our first team?
No, I think they're going to want to go forward with Liverpool. I mean, you've seen it last year. Salah was linked to Real Madrid and that. He didn't want to go. He just loves the club through and through. And it's the same with our guys.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I think a lot of them now are going to be looking at, they got to 2 Champions League finals in a row and they really went for the Premier League this year. Next season, they should be going for it again. If we made the Champions League final again next year, that's an incredible, incredible feat, isn't it?
Yeah, and if we win the Champions League this year, what are they going to think? What are they going to think if they did leave the club?
Yeah.
Could have been there and had won it.
Well, you've only got to point out Coutinho there. Since Coutinho's left, Liverpool made 2 Champions League finals.
Yeah.
And he wanted to go to win, i.e. things like the Champions League, didn't he?
Yeah, I wouldn't take Coutinho back.
Yeah.
As I watch Anfield Agenda, Craig, and he says that he wouldn't take players back after they had left the club, and I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, no, I'm like that. I think if they don't want to play for Liverpool, then their head's already been turned. Their head's not at Liverpool, so they should stay away. Basically, is my views on it. What else have we got here? Coutinho would have to apologise and genuinely express how wrong and selfish he was, while adding how much he misses being here. That's the only way he's returning here will work, says Jason. So, do you think that a lot of Liverpool fans would accept him back if he was very apologetic? Do you think that will be all it takes for a lot of Liverpool fans? I know you said you wouldn't take him back yourself, but do you think in general Liverpool fans would say, okay, come back, play at your best, and we'll let it go?
I don't think they will, because I don't know if you heard, but apparently Coutinho spoke behind other players' backs to get him out of the club, and I don't think fans will look over at that in case he tries to do it again.
Yeah. That's the problem that these players have got when they actually try and push a move. They do some things that sometimes cannot be reversed, don't they? Is there anything else that you want to say on today's updates, my friend?
Just come on the ride and go for the Champions League.
Love it. Absolutely. As I said, how positive you are in your voice makes me feel even more confident. So I love it. Thank you so much for calling into the show, mate. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I can hear you playing on FIFA by the sounds of it again.
Yep. See ya.
Yeah, see that, mate. Thank you. He is always playing on FIFA, isn't he, when he calls into the show? I can hear the controller going while he's on. Agreed, Timo would be a nice addition, says Darkness. I'd like Zaha to rotate with Mane and Salah, says Ahaya. And Liverpool Football Club says, who should leave on loan or transfer Moreno or Lallana? I think a few of our players that are on loan already this season, I think they're going to want to leave Liverpool. I think Liverpool are going to sell them this summer, and that is another reason why I think that BBC report today saying Liverpool will have no money basically is completely rubbish, without even looking at the other factors of how much Liverpool have earned this year. Monis says, hey Dazza, hey Monis, how are you? I did see you in there earlier, my friend. Good to see you. Father Nature says 3-2. Champions League final, I'm guessing that one is. I like the score prediction, but it does also make me feel like I might be on the edge of my seat with that one, Father. It really does. Daniel says, make me a friend. Let me just sort this out. What I need to do here is make him a mod. I believe that's what he's talking about there. Caller was multitasking, says Nigel. He was indeed. See, who says men can't multitask? To be honest, I try and multitask the best I can, but it doesn't always work. Father Nature says, now fella, the playoff game. Oh, I gotcha. Right. Silly me. I shouldn't just assume, should I really? But 3-2 in the Champions League final, how many of you would take that? Not me. I want at least a couple of goals in it between us. Daniel says sound. There you go. Yeah, like I said, you've got mod. And of course, those of you that do join the streams regular, I will be modding you as time goes forwards. I'm trying to build a clan of modders. Brian says, when David Ornstein become a Liverpool expert? Brian, he's not at all. He really isn't. He doesn't know anything about Liverpool, let's be honest. And today he was talking out of his backside. That piece was complete rubbish, wasn't it? I did my updates at the beginning of the stream. If you guys want me to quickly roll through some of the updates, if you've just joined, then I'll quickly do that. Obviously, Julian Brandt, from what I've seen today, LFC, Spurs and Dortmund are the 3 names from what I can see today being talked about. But Spurs, the rumours are that they've took the lead in the race, apparently. But as I wanted to point out is, I think there's too many clubs being linked with him still to say that there's a favourite just yet. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. 25 million euros, so 21 million is what it would take to get Brand. For his price, for that fee, for his age as well, 23, and the quality that he's got, I believe it's a good deal. Let me just make sure that nothing interrupts that. There you go, I've just sorted that. Obviously, as I just said, Ornstein on the BBC claimed that Liverpool will only do smaller deals below the fee that we played for Shaqiri last summer. He said that the Brandt and Werner deals are off the table because they're going to cost more than 20 million, and Liverpool don't even have 20 million this summer. But as I liked it to point out as well, Liverpool achieved a record pre-tax profit this year. That was before even reaching back-to-back Champions League finals. So trust me, Liverpool have made a ton of money this year. The only thing that I said could factor into it and the spending is that Liverpool have got the training complex in Kirkby that's being built, and maybe there might be something else that's being planned where they might be saying we want to keep a bit of this just to pump into something that's moving forward. We don't know what the situation is there quite yet, do we? But I definitely do not believe the rumours that we got less than 20 million. When you look at the loan players are out that we're going to be selling as well, there's not a chance. If Klopp wants someone, we will get them. It's just, does Klopp want someone? An update for you lot that was asking about De Ligt's agent as well. Of course, a lot of people are under the same beliefs that Barcelona are favourites to sign him. The last that I still saw that I would actually generally believe, if you disregard the Spanish report saying Barcelona have agreed a deal, there was no quotations in any of the recent ones, but only a couple of days ago, the last quotations that we saw was De Ligt saying that there's been conversations with clubs, but nothing's still been agreed yet. So I'm going off that as my last update, really. But his agent, however, a lot of you said, well, what about him? Can De Ligt even move? Because he's got 3 months ban, a worldwide 3-month ban that was handed to him from the Italian Federation. You're spot on with that, but when I've done my digging into it and done a bit of research to give all of you on here today, it's not really going to, well, it's not going to affect the players under him in the terms, in people's terms that I've seen today. It's basically like a huge slap on the wrist that was publicly made. As far as De Ligt is concerned, he's not the sole agent that is actually working on a deal. He's one of 2 agents that's working on De Ligt and a move away from Ajax. The other agent would sign the paperwork, and Raiola, the pronunciation's wrong, I know, but Raiola will still get his commission in the background if the rumours are true that he wants close to 20% commission. So he's going to get a lot of commission on it if he does get what he wants. The usual commission is around 5 to 10%, so he's asking for a hell of a lot there, and that might be why Barcelona didn't quite, why it's stuck where it was at the moment. Does that mean that another club might go in there and pay the 20% commission just to get him? Who knows? I mean, he's a very talented player, as we said, but I hope that kind of clarifies where you lot was a bit worried about the agent. So if Liverpool are looking at De Ligt, if we have put our name in the pot, yes, De Ligt can still move from Ajax because there's 2 agents that are working on it. And even if there was only one, then an agent can literally just have someone they trust, like a lawyer or anyone, for instance, fill out the paperwork, sign it, do the talking and negotiations for them, and that agent just sits in the background, just tells them what he wants to happen, and all they've got to do is sit there and wait for their commission. So it's only a 3-month ban, which ends on the 9th of August. I mean, he will be back doing his thing, ripping off clubs, making players move. I believe that the reason he got the ban, there's not much confirmation, but I believe it was something to do with Roma and a young player and a move. Roma wasn't too happy with it and basically wanted it investigated. So that was what I found out for you all anyway. So hopefully that cleared that up. Liverpool did have a scout in the stands on Sunday against Marseille versus Lyon to take a close look at the Lyon midfielder, Houssem Aouar, while taking notes on fellow Lyon players Memphis Depay and Tanguy Ndombele. Aouar is obviously a 20-year-old French international, for anyone that doesn't know. He scored 7 goals and assisted 7 in the League One last year. There was other scouts from other clubs that was there as well on the day, so doesn't necessarily mean that Liverpool were the only ones there, of course. And City are very keen on signing him as well. Apparently Pep Guardiola is a big admirer of the player. So what we've just got to look at really is Liverpool scouts are there, so they're obviously interested. A lot of teams will be interested in it. Am I going to get my hopes up that we end up landing him? Yeah, I would love to see him come to Liverpool. Do I think that Liverpool, are in talks with him? I really don't know at this point in time, everyone. So stick on the channel, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll keep you updated with everything I know on that or see. Man City, speaking of Man City could actually help Liverpool in our chase for Timo Werner, and this is just something that I've put together in my head basically today with everything that I've been seeing over the last couple of days. What I've seen today is that Leroy Sané is still refusing to accept a new contract with Man City. He's got 2 years remaining, and some of the rumours that I've seen is that City may be looking to offload him this summer. Now, one of the reasons that I wanted to bring this up is because it's linked with Bayern Munich and Timo Werner anyway, but a lot of you were saying, did Liverpool go for Sané if he leaves City? I don't think that I would. I love him as a player. I think he's a quality talent, but I've heard a lot of rumours that he unsettles changing rooms, that he falls out of managers and stuff. So I don't know whether he's a Liverpool type player. But however, if these rumours are to be true, then City might have contacted Bayern Munich over the possibility of a move this summer for him, because they want to sell him. If he's not going to sign a contract, they want to get as much money as they can for him. So it would cost Bayern Munich a lot of money. So if Bayern Munich actually turn their attention to Leroy Sané, if the reports were true that they are very interested in Timo Werner, then obviously that means that Liverpool might have a better chance of signing Timo Werner if Bayern Munich take themselves out of the frame and actually go for Leroy Sané instead. So it's just something that I'll put together for you lot. Let me know what you make of that, of course. It's an interesting one. None of it might happen. It's just kind of what I imagine could happen, if that makes sense. But I'm just a Liverpool fan like you. Liverpool under-23 star Bobby Adikanye has confirmed his departure from the club. He's been linked with a move to Lazio, so he might just end up there. Daniel Sturridge's wonder goal against Chelsea has been shortlisted for goal of the season. That was what I saw earlier on today. Liverpool defender Conor Masterson is set to leave the club this summer as well. And Liverpool also could lose Bobby Duncan due to concerns over his pathway into the first team. Basically, he's absolutely smashed it for the academy this year, scored 32 goals. Steven Gerrard's cousin, in case you lot didn't know, but a very, very good young player. But he remained in the under-18s by the looks of it, and he's looking at the likes of Ryan Brewster, Rafa Camacho, being ahead of him in the pecking order, and he's wondering whether he's ever going to really get a chance to get into Liverpool's first team. So he may consider moves abroad, is something that I've read today. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. I really don't want Liverpool to lose him because I think he's very, very good. Man City have denied the chant about the Sean Cox and Hillsborough disaster, but that was obvious. However, Sean Cox's brother did speak about this today, and he said when he saw the video, it reminded him of what happened to Sean. He's very disappointed and doesn't understand why the City players just won the league and they wanted to sing about Liverpool. He also adds Sean is doing very good, but it's still a long road ahead. So hopefully Sean continues to get better. That is good that his brother gave us that update there, and I agree with what his brother said basically. However they try and twist it, it's disgusting. Of course it reminds us of Sean Cox. Of course it reminds us of things like the Hillsborough when they're singing stuff like that. So I stand by my views that I said in yesterday's stream, I believe it was. What else have we got in today's thing? So Andy Robertson admitted to feeling pain during the Wolves game with his slight calf injury that he picked up playing against Barcelona. It wasn't the best on Sunday, says Andy. He said, I could feel it during the game, but I wanted to play and I was desperate to get out there. The adrenaline kept me going, and the fact a lot of us had played through pain. So he's saying it's not just him. A lot of them was playing with pain. Luckily now we've got a couple of weeks to recover and get our bodies right, and we will know we'll be as fresh as we can be going into the final. He also said how important having a few days off to spend with the family is to all the lads before 2 weeks of going full steam ahead towards the Champions League final. Liverpool's hectic schedule has led to the club deciding not to hold their annual Players Award as well this year. The past 5 years at Liverpool have obviously held the ceremony for the first team, the academy and the women's team. But this year it's impossible to really do with the fixtures that we've had, and holding the award after the final isn't an option either due to the international fixtures. England face Holland in the semi-final of the UEFA Nations League in Portugal just 5 days after the Champions League final. So yeah, as I said, is that a major thing? Would the players prefer to be in the Champions League final? Of course they would. Would they have wanted to try and win the Premier League and take it all the way? Yeah, they probably would, wouldn't they? But it is kind of a feel-good factor, celebrating how good they've been throughout the season when we have them ceremonies like that. So it's a bit upsetting in that sense, but at the same time we got a Champions League final to look forward to. The Pepe rumours that you lot was talking to me about today, a lot of you started sending it to me going, oh, Pepe to Liverpool, it's going. Jurgen Klopp, he's met with their representatives. They're false, guys. They are false. it stemmed, from what I can tell, from a fake Get French Football News account. Basically, that account tweeted this out. It got lots of retweets. People didn't quite click into it and realise that it was the real one. Then that was shared across Facebook, that was shared on Instagram, that was shared everywhere. So a lot of people were sending me it and going, Daz, basically different wording, but the same thing, saying that Klopp met Mbappe's entourage and agent. I wish that he did, but I actually don't think Liverpool are going to sign Mbappe. If we do out the blue, like the Fabinho one, wicked. We go absolutely mental on the live stream. But yeah, that was definitely fake today, everyone. Don't forget the transfer window opens as well, just gone midnight tonight. It's the 15th of May as it stands. The transfer window opens officially on the 16th of May. Teams could already have players lined up, but the paperwork can't be officially sorted until after it officially opens like that. Transfer deadline day is also on the 8th of August, 5 p.m. So we've got a little while of silly season, haven't we? A lot of fake rumours to dissect on this channel. If you enjoy keeping up to date with Liverpool transfers though, and breakdowns of what the transfer rumours are, and find out my opinion on it, and let me know your opinions as well, then definitely consider subscribing to the channel, and I will do my best to bring you everything I see and what I think is fake and not. The Neves rumours as well. I need to point out again today, everyone, it's the first time I'm saying it, but a lot of people yesterday are really going off the Neves rumours. Obviously the Wolves midfielder. Yes, he's a fantastic player. Yes, Liverpool could well be putting their name in the pot for him, but I believe they actually originated from Stan Collymore. Stan Collymore basically did an interview and he said that Jurgen Klopp should go for him, and that kind of, in my opinion, got turned and manipulated by other social media platforms into Liverpool are linked to him, Liverpool going for him. But when I did my research, it led me straight back to Stan Collymore every time. So let me know your views on all of today's updates, everyone. For those that are asking about Timo Werner as well, the latest update with Timo Werner is what I said yesterday, and that's the CEO said no talks for Bayern as it stands. Timo Werner is linked with, he basically said he might prefer a move to PSG, Liverpool or Dortmund. So that's the latest with Timo Werner as well. As always, I will keep you updated with everything I see Liverpool related, anything I can. If I miss something throughout a day, then of course I do try my best, but there's only so much time I've got in a day, and I spend hours as it is trying to dissect it all for you. So I hope that I don't miss too much. I normally do pretty well, I think. I hope we don't sign Werner, says Dylan. Dylan, really not a fan. I know you said that you're not a fan of Werner's. For me personally, I think it'd be a very good addition to Liverpool, but I know that obviously when it comes to football and football players, some people love players, some people hate players. You know, I'm not a fan of Koulibaly, but there's a lot of Liverpool fans that would take Koulibaly as a centre-back at Liverpool. So I absolutely love getting people's opinions and discussing it. Werner, not good enough, says Tommy Edge as well. So, you know, Tommy's with you on that one, my friend. JJ says Aouar as well, so obviously the Lyon midfielder. Are you saying that you would want him? Are you asking about Aouar? Liverpool scouts was there on Sunday scouting him, taking a look at him, and Pepe as well, and the other lad, or his name really confused me, Nendombele, something along them lines. I'm really terrible at pronouncing things, everyone, so just bear with me with it. Hopefully you know who they are anyway. But yeah, Liverpool was looking at a few players, but Aouar was the main one from what I could tell today that Liverpool was looking at. But there was other scouts there as well, everyone. Jason says Griezmann is so overrated and overvalued, would be a disaster, won't happen, we know better. Look, from what I can tell, Liverpool aren't trying to sign Griezmann. There's only really fake things out there at the moment about Griezmann and Liverpool. If we was to sign him, he's along the lines of Mbappe. Brilliant, we'll take it. But I haven't seen anything like speech marks, quotations, like which suggests that him, his agent, and Liverpool are holding conversations at all. Not like the Ligt thing, not like Timo Werner and obviously the CEO there. But we will keep an eye on it all, of course. Any substance on Dybala to LFC, says Darkness. I've not, you know, I've seen all the rumours, I've seen all the reports. I always say there's no smoke without fire, but at the same time, again, I've not really seen, you know, as I always do when I break it down, I've not seen much in the way of evidence for that one, mate. But I think he's a quality player. From what I can tell, he's not happy there. Will he probably move from there? Yeah, he probably will move. Does it mean he's coming to Liverpool at this stage? I haven't seen anything that says that he is yet. Liverpool says we will win the Champions League on June. Indeed we shall, my friend. Indeed we are going to win the Champions League. Big shout out to you for that. Daniel says, sorry lads, that's going anywhere in the world. We are second in the best league in the world and in the Champions League final. We are the bomb. We are the bomb, Daniel. We are. Satisfied says, I wish Werner comes, but I think we should focus on our defence instead. So Satisfy, your opinion is very interesting there, because a lot of people are saying we don't need to concentrate on the defence. We need to concentrate on getting in someone that can rotate with the front three, or getting a flair, creative playmaker in for the midfield. So I really like that you've got a difference of an opinion there. Anyone else agree with that as well? It's only pain, says Outwango. Just three words to describe the Liverpool season. As Klopp said, it's only pain. Andy Robertson and Jordan Henson, he said, was the one saying that, wasn't it, basically? Does the transfer hour open in like 3 hours? It does, my friend. Just gone midnight UK time. The transfer window is officially open, as I said, 16th of May, which is Thursday. Depending on when you're watching this, if you're still watching it, if you're watching it back, then yeah, it is on the 16th of May that it officially opens. Duncan says, LFC have a solid squad, just need to shore up the bench. We also have super subs available like City does. Yeah, Darkness. Like I said, I think we should bring in, if I don't see us making a lot of signs, but I think we should bring in 1 or 2 top class players that could play in the first team, and then that way you've got the rotation with the bench, because that makes your bench really strong as well, doesn't it? We love a debate on Daz's channel, says Nigel. We do. That's what it's about. That is what it's about, isn't it, Nigel? Massive thumbs up for that one. Hope you've been well today, Nigel, mate. Always good to see you in the live stream. JJ says, need our Ligt winger left back. Oh, let me get back to that one. Left back, if not City win again, they're not going to sit still. There's a lot of reports saying that City are going to spend big in the transfer window. I told you today there's rumours over, Sane not signing a contract extension with them. They might want to sell him in the summer. So if that happens, then they are going to spend quite a bit, because they're going to have the money of Sane as well. He's going to cost a lot. 2 years left on his contract. He will cost a lot. If Bayern Munich buy him off him, it's going to be a big fee. Definitely need to focus on defence. Climber and not that they need the money anyway, is it? Brian says definitely need to focus on defence. Climber, Renault, Lovren all probably gone. Mignolet too. Yeah. Brian is agreeing there that we need to focus on the defence. Klein, he's looking like he's going to go, isn't it? Moreno's going to go. Lovren probably gone. I don't know whether Lovren does go yet. Like I said, is he going to be happy with his playtime? We'll have to wait and see on that one. He considers himself very highly as one of the best defenders in the world. So is he going to be happy with playing the role that he is at the moment? Possibly not. So it's a valid point that he's talking about there. And Mignolet too. I think Simon Mignolet kind of does deserve to go and play for a first team football for another club. Mid-table somewhere. He would be a good goalkeeper for him, wouldn't he? He just didn't quite hit the level that we wanted in a goalkeeper, wasn't it? Sessegnon for left wing and left back, says V. At the moment, as it stands, my friend, I would love Sessegnon, but at the moment, from what I'm seeing online, is that Sessegnon Spurs are favourites to get him. And yeah, I think Spurs are trying to land him for 25 million, but they're about 20 million off. So there's going to be a bit of haggling going on there. Does another club come in there and just meet the valuation? Who knows? It's a lot of money for him, but he's a very talented young player, isn't he? I did say he would be a good backup for left wing and left back, though. Won't be so easy next season for City with VAR and Prem points at Ultimate Champions League semi-final, says Michael. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's talking about Liverpool this year and saying we were really lucky, decisions really lucky. Don't give me that. How unlucky have Liverpool been over the season? It's about time we had a bit of luck in moments, and we still had a lot of bad luck. You take the good luck with the bad, don't you? And it's football, it's life in general. So it does make me laugh when I see all these other fans saying about it. Champions League winners, a great title to attract great players, says Eddie. That's exactly what we need. That's exactly what we need. Confident that we will go and do it as well, my friend. I'm very confident. Please leave a thumbs up on the live stream if you haven't already. It's muchly appreciated. I set a target in my head that I want it to hit 100. I don't know whether we've done that. I can't see it in front of me, so maybe one of you could let me know what we're on. But if we could hit 100 thumbs up for this, I'd really, really appreciate that. We've got over 100 people watching, so brilliant. What else we got? DJ says we could argue we lost the Premier League by 11 millimetres. DJ, we could argue that we lost it in a few different situations, couldn't we, mate, to be fair? But I really liked how Mickey said it on the channel when he was on the live stream after the Wolves game. He said Liverpool didn't lose the Premier League, Man City won it. And I really like that view on it, to be honest. Dylan says 87, UK Beat says 94. 94 currently, 87 likes, mate, 138 watching, 98, 103. Wow, thank you so much. So, broke 100, cheers. Wow, thank you so much, everyone. So, we have done it, brilliant. Oh my God, you're absolute legends, all of you. Like I said, anyone that's subscribed to the channel is classed as a legend, but I think you're all legends because you're Liverpool supporters anyway. Thank you so much for helping me reach that target today. It helps the channel grow, it helps bring more Liverpool supporters in. We get their views on the Liverpool, especially with the transfer window on transfers. We get their questions. It helps me with more questions in the live chat because then I get to answer more questions, and it's a better viewing, isn't it, if that makes sense. I hope that you've all enjoyed the updates today. I spent ages trying to get it, and there was actually quite a bit, wasn't there? So shame that we're hearing that a few of the youth players are leaving, and I think that in the transfer window Liverpool might look to strengthen maybe the youth setup. Possibly. It's one to keep an eye on. That, of course, my job is to keep an eye on it for you and help you. So, look, if you haven't got a lot of time, everyone, if you're working, if you've got exams at the moment, you're at school, then, hopefully I can do the job for you and keep you updated with everything Liverpool. I won't talk rubbish. I won't tell you Mbappe's coming to sign for Liverpool, Griezmann, or something like that. What I'll do is I'll tell you if I think something's going on. I'll tell you if it's rubbish like Mbappe today. Absolute rubbish. And yeah, I try my best, as all the subscribers would tell you, new people in here. Daz, were you away from the channel for a while? Eddie, I was, my friend. I had a few health problems. And, it just kind of happened suddenly. I don't know whether a lot of you remember one of the last watch-alongs I did, not the Wolves one, but I celebrated. I jumped up, celebrated, and I was like, oh. And I have got heart problems anyway. I've always had heart problems. But yeah, I had to sit down a bit in the live stream and I was like, oh, I feel a bit funny, and that was kind of the start of it all. So I had a bit of time where I had to recover, so I couldn't think about YouTube, I couldn't think about anything, work or anything in life. So yeah, just recovered. It took a bit longer than I thought, but I'm back now. Everything's flowing. The watch-alongs are back, the build-up shows are back, match reactions, transfer talk, everything, all the good stuff is back, and I missed it so much, my friend. As I said, when I come back, there was a big part of me that was missing, because there was parts of that time that I was out that I couldn't even watch Liverpool. So who doesn't, who likes not being able to watch Liverpool? So yeah, but it's all good. I'm back, I'm on top of it, I'm on the ball. We shall get you through the transfer window, ladies and gentlemen. 107 now. Wow, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Honestly, Liverpool Football Club says helps. Helps, yes, yeah, it definitely does. Darton says, I wish I had the time and money to go to the ultimate Champions League final. The cost of a hotel alone is ridiculous. You're very right there, my friend. You're very right. The prices are too steep for average families, isn't it? Let's be honest. I mean, I know Liverpool kept back some of them £60 tickets and stuff like that, but when you add up everything that comes involved in it, it's very pricey. And that was one of my things. I was hoping to go to the screening at Anfield, the Champions League final again this year. I did it last year, and I thought the atmosphere was fantastic to be inside Anfield watching the screens, and the fans were all singing. I put a picture on Facebook of me standing in the fans with a scarf out. I'm looking at the cop. The cop was in full voice, and the game wasn't even there, So absolutely brilliant. And I was hoping to do it again this year, but they're not doing it because of a Take That concert. Thank you very much. But it wasn't meant to be, so I'm not going to go up to Liverpool now. My family's still going up to Liverpool. They're still going up there and are going to enjoy it with all the locals. But for me, I've now said I'm going to be here. I'm going to do content for the YouTube channel and stuff, which hopefully you lot will enjoy. Dazzo, take care of your health. You're never walk alone. Thank you so much, Julian. I'm on it. I'm on the case. Thank you, though. God bless your health, Daz. Thank you so much, Eddie. Is Eriksen for sure leaving Spurs? Darkness. There's murmurs. There's murmurs that he wants out, and that's my only worry. That I think they might try and sign Ziyech as his replacement. Because what did I say? Who reminds me of Eriksen? Ziyech, a young Christian Eriksen, and I wouldn't mind Liverpool trying to sign him, to be honest. Cole says Bruno Fernandes is a must. We need goals from midfield. League is over if City get him. Yeah, a very, very talented player, as you were saying, Cole. Haven't seen anything with Liverpool being linked with him as of yet, like anything that I believe, just for anyone that is wondering. But very, very good player. City are being linked with top names again, which is obvious. Same as what Liverpool are, but we just have to wait and see how it pans out. I'll keep you updated. Right, I'm going to call that it, everyone. All right, I've been on for 2 hours now, and I basically thank you so much for helping me achieve the 100 likes target. That's my goals now from now on. As I said, massive thank you to Rajesh and Daniel for the donations. Daniel's leading the race at the moment for the donations. The top donations on the channel over the week basically are going to win a chance of a 1v1 with me. And it's not that I, think that my time is worth money. A lot of people are starting to donate, so I wanted to give something even more back to you Liverpool fans. So I just thought, what can I really offer? Maybe a Skype call, 1v1 for an hour or so. Just us talking, whether it's about Liverpool or just about life. I'm down for that if you're down for that. And Daniel's there at the moment. He says, I will always lead. Daniel, you legend. So yeah, Darkness says, appreciate your time. Take care. Thank you so much, Darkness. Thank you to everyone that's joined me tonight. To all the new subscribers, welcome to the channel. Hopefully get to see your views moving forward as well. Thank you to the call-ins as well. Really enjoyed the call-ins on the channel. I hope more of you, as the channel carries on, I hope more of you learn how Skype works and stuff, and want to come on and call into the show, because I think that's brilliant. I really want that to grow moving forwards. Right, take care everyone. I've been on the bench LFC. You've all been legends. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. I'll see you in the next one.